And welcome into week number 6 of the Cubbage Electric Plumbing Construction Friday Night Lights. If you happen to have the remnants of a hurricane rainstorm on your bingo card, you're a winner. And we will be back for the Starting Point pregame show.
Hey, football fans, as we cheer on our teams this season, let's talk about a crucial support team right here in Mount Vernon.
At Starting Point Pregnancy and Family Resource Center, we're here to support you through every decision, just like a coach guides you through the big game.
Whether it's about pregnancy testing or exploring your options, Starting Point is all about giving you the information and support you need.
Just like every play counts on the field, every choice you make for your life matters.
For more information, visit knoxstartingpoint.com.
Knox Starting Point. You have more choices than you think.
And welcome into the Starting Point pregame show. I'm Kyle Kirsten along with Austin Maurice as we bring you week number 6 action as the visiting Mount Gilead Indians bring their 2-3 record into East Knox to take on the 3-2 Bulldogs. And Austin, we've seen a lot of Mount Gilead the last couple weeks, so we are very well versed in what they bring to the field. We have only had one chance to be down here to East Knox so far this year, and you were not available at that time, so it's going to be a learning curve for you, but East Knox is looking to build as they are going now into this third week of KMAC play at 2-0.
Absolutely, yeah. For me, East Knox is going to be a kind of a fresh view. I did a little bit of research, found out some things that apparently you need to know with East Knox. So, step 1, Jackson Lester. Heard he's a pretty good quarterback. Has some good play. Can air the ball out if he absolutely needs to. But the bright side for him, he's got Blake Elliott behind him. Blake Elliott runs wherever he wants, whenever he wants. And so those are my 2 bullet points, is watch out for Blake Elliott, and Jackson Lester is good.
Amen to that, and they both are, and that is going to kind of – Blake Elliott is going to play into his hand tonight with this rain, as you're going to have the field that's going to be a lot more slippery. You're going to have a little harder time getting your traction underneath you, but at the same time, that's going to mean the ball throwing through the air is going to be even worse, and as we know, balls thrown in the air 2 out of 3 times are bad options for it. So we'll see here how that plays out in this game. Now, when you flip it over to the other side, Mount Gilead's coming in after having 2 rough starts of it against Danville and 2 weeks ago. They were up in Fredericktown last week. Games that they haven't figured out how to close, I guess is the best way to describe them so far this season. They've hung in very well with both teams until the final 3 to 5 minutes of the game, and then the things just kind of fall apart for them. They're not able to capitalize on things, and they're not able to put the game away. And for the most part last week against Fredericktown, they were in charge and leading.
Yeah. And for Mount Gilead, it's been really fun to watch kind of the evolution of this team ever since that Cole Fricke went down. So in that Danville game, Cole Fricke went out early in that game, and Wyatt Long had to take over. There was all sorts of things going on. It was kind of a mess with the handoffs. It was difficult for them to kind of get things flowing, and you could tell that some of that youth was really taking some effect. But as we've watched, they've progressed week after week a little bit, and they've gotten closer and closer to that end goal of trying to get some wins in the KMAC and actually start to get a record that they can be proud of. And so it'll be interesting to see tonight. All the conditions tonight kind of play into that weather effect where it's going to be tough to pass the ball. If they have to, you've been able to see they can do it. But tonight's really going to play into that run game and that option game for them.
And that run game has been led by Cam Vickers. He's been their main number 1 runner out of the backfield, but you've also had a kind of running back by committee out there. I know that last week you saw a lot of extra coming in from Carson Trainer along with Carson Barnum, and they're going to be at the national anthem, so we are going to step out, and we'll be back to the Starting Point pregame show.
Griffin Insurance, taking care of your family since 1972. In today's day and age, it's very uncommon to get a real person when you call. Not at Griffin Insurance. We represent multiple carriers to find the best rate for you and your family. Whether it's auto, residential, commercial, or farm, we're here to help. Call Griffin Insurance at 740-397-7488. Griffin Insurance, finding you the best rate.
Pizza Cottage in Mount Vernon is one of 11 pizza cottages in Ohio. They are among the nation's best performing pizzerias and ranked in Pizza Today. The finest ingredients is used daily. Treat your customers and employees like family and always give back to the community. Offering not only takeout but also dine-in and full bar. Book your group parties today. Find Pizza Cottage on Facebook or go to pizza-cottage.com to begin your journey of tastes.
So welcome back into the Starting Point pregame show, and we get ready here to have action between Mount Gilead Indians and the East Knox Bulldogs. And as this rain continues to come in and out in kind of a sense that it's going to play an effect throughout the whole entire game. There's going to be periods where it's not as heavy, obviously, as the other periods that it is currently. So we talked a lot about that coming into this game, how that'll play into effect. But one thing we've noticed watching Mount Gilead the last 2 weeks is that defense that really keeps them in their ballgame.
Absolutely. On Mount Gilead's defense, only giving up 19 points a game. So, no, while the offense is still trying to get that, footing underneath them, that defense really has shown up. And as you can say, defense can travel. So I think for Mount Gilead, this game, a lot of the conditions bode well for them. At the same time, though, East Knox only giving up 15 points a game. So this could be a ground and pound, a tough, tight game that the defense really is going to probably, whichever defense can show up better tonight, is probably going to put this team over the edge.
And it's going to be one of those situations, too, that we've watched throughout the season is discipline of the teams. We have seen just a repetitive theme, I would say, for the past couple of weeks of just the penalties at inopportune times, not small penalties, but big play-changing, drive-changing, game-changing kind of penalties. And when you start getting into these muddier situations, it's harder to get your balance, it's harder to get your positioning correct. Are we going to see that continue to plague these teams?
Absolutely. Like you said, with Mount Gilead, it's felt like they've gotten so close in a few of these games to be kind of getting over the edge and getting what they needed, but then it's a brutal holding penalty on the final drive of the game. It's a brutal face mask that it is, whatever that might be. Whereas if you're East Knox, they're sitting at a 2-0. It seems like they played a little bit cleaner of a game, but again, for Mount Gilead jumping back them, you're not going to be able, you can't afford to take those penalties tonight. You're going to have to bring your A game because points are going to be at a premium tonight, and any penalty against you is just compounding on top of the already difficult conditions, the already difficult, just everything that's going to come to it tonight. And it's a homecoming night. It's worth keeping that in mind as well for East Knox. The weather might not be what it is, but they still have something to play for tonight because of that homecoming.
And it's always a big night. You got a lot of extra pregame and ceremonies, and they did a great job. They were able to get it in right before the heavy rain that's now pouring came back in on top of them, so that kind of saved a little face. So that's always weighing in the back of the kids' minds. You got your dance tomorrow night. Are you really fully focused out here on the field? You'll see how that goes. And, as we've talked, a lot of teams, I think, also have kind of looked at what Mount Gilead did last year and assumed that that's the same team that's coming in here this year, and it's not. They've grown, and by all means they're not world beaters yet, but you can see the progress going there. And when you have a sophomore quarterback that's showing signs of maturity each week as he has so far, I mean, that's a huge benefit to have as a coaching staff.
Yeah, and I think like you're saying, so there's the obvious names. You got Elliott Jones, you got Wyatt Long. They're kind of be turning things up. But I think there's been some guys this year that maybe on the stat sheet they're not everywhere all over it, but somebody like Tyler Harr. That's been a name that we've pointed out in some of these Mount Gilead games that they've played. He plays with so much passion, so much effort, and so much energy that you would never know about his size or anything like that. He really doesn't let that be a factor. But I think they have the right guys on this team, that they're really developing the right culture to build winning football. No, the stats might not be there yet. The record might not be there yet. But everything that they're doing is trending in the right direction for a very successful football team.
And then when you flip the side and you're coming over to East Knox, now that's a team that they had some success last year, but they also had a lot of growing pains. This year they've been able to kind of be a little more consistent with their playing style, and the growing, maturing factor of both Lucas and Elliott has really kind of helped solidify this team offensively. But like you said, defensively only giving up 15 points, that's going to be really hard if they're able to stop that running game from Mount Gilead.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a few guys on their team to kind of watch out for, too, if you're East Knox. Rush Beatty is a freshman to watch. He's a starting strong safety for them, but he's snuck in a little bit of quarterback. He's been making some plays. He's been all over the stat sheet. He had 6 tackles last week. He had 15 tackles 2 weeks ago. So he's been all over the place. He'll be something interesting to watch. It's always fun when you can see an impact freshman at any level of varsity football. So that's going to be fun to watch. But, yeah, overall for East Knox, their expectation is winning the KMAC. They think that they can do it. They think that they have the team built around it to do it. And so far, they're 2-0, so who's to tell them they can't?
Exactly. And that's why a game like tonight's very important in maintaining your focus and discipline, making sure you're not overlooking anything out here on this field, because you got to play it every Friday night. And we have seen Mount Gilead walk in 2 weeks in a row and hang with some teams that you look on paper, as you say, they shouldn't be able to hang with. So we'll see what they're able to come up with here tonight as we're getting closer and closer to kickoff. We're going to step out as you're listening to the Starting Point pregame show.
Howard Hilton Grill, just east of Apple Valley on Coshocton Road, has a casual, cozy atmosphere, offering comfort food and good times. Open daily from 10 in the morning to 1 a.m., now adding Sunday morning breakfast at 8 a.m. The Howard Hilton also recently added on an outdoor tiki bar seating patio option with big screen TV. Stop by and enjoy great tastes like the Hilton Burger or enjoy Taco Tuesdays at the Howard Hilton in Howard. That's the Howard Hilton, 740-599-2337.
If market volatility is keeping you awake at night, call Spearman Financial Services. Spearman Financial Services have seen plenty of ups and downs, and this is normal. As our old high school football coach would remind us, the true champion is found with your ability to bounce back after a loss. So stop losing sleep and call the team who will coach you through the good times and the bad times. Spearman Financial Services, financial plans that last a lifetime.
Securities offered through Valmark Securities Incorporated, member FINRA, SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Valmark Advisors Incorporated, SEC registered investment advisor. Spearman Financial Services is a separate entity from Valmark Securities Incorporated and Valmark Advisors Incorporated. Past performances cannot guarantee future results. One cannot invest directly in an index.
Elite Preparedness stands as Ohio's unrivaled destination for top-tier firearms training and related services. Experience our state-of-the-art facilities in scenic southern Knox County, stock up in our pro shop, and enjoy our indoor and outdoor range options. Our expert cadre leads an unparalleled lineup of classes and personal training sessions. We also offer VIP transportation, armored vehicle services, along with security and executive protection services. Reach out at 740-263-1234, explore online at elitepreparedness.com, or visit our facilities at 25580 Bell Church Road, Utica, Ohio, to witness the ultimate in preparedness and training.
Hey, I think I might be pregnant.
What? How do you know?
I took a pregnancy test the other night. I don't know where to start. I don't think I'm ready to be a mom.
It's totally okay. I heard there's this place called Starting Point. They have free pregnancy tests, ultrasounds, and counseling. They have resources available for girls on a tight budget. You have more choices than you think.
Really? I don't know. If my parents find out, they'll kill me.
Don't worry, girl. Everything is confidential and judgment-free.
How do I make an appointment?
Just visit knoxstartingpoint.com to schedule your free appointment today.
I mean, to quote Peter Beckman, it's raining cats and dogs. I don't know what else to say about the conditions out here tonight, so it's going to be interesting to see as we continue to go with the Starting Point pregame show how this game is going to progress between Mount Gilead and East Knox here tonight. As we were talking earlier, both teams coming in, Mount Gilead 0-2 in the KMAC, East Knox is 2-0, and quite honestly, if you look at East Knox's schedule, I can guarantee you they want game week 1 back. I mean, that 8-7 loss to Northridge is just stinging them right now. Yeah. And then Colonel Crawford, that's no team to laugh at. Like that was a true challenge when they had to go up there and play with them. Other than that, they've handled their business on the field every time they've had to come out here. And so you're trying to build on that. You're trying to get that momentum, and you're seeing right now that you're going to have to run fast. There's not going to be a lot of wiggle room after Northmore showed what they're going to do last week. Fredericktown sitting there as well, undefeated. You know, and the Freddies are one of those teams that you can't overlook because they somehow just manage to find ways to be there at the end of the game when the whole entire game you're wondering, were they even in the same stadium half the time?
Yeah, the Freddies are pesky, man. It's tough. They just don't go away, and you just never really know what's going to happen. You know when Sipes is going to bust loose for a big 70-yard run or whatever. But, yeah, no, you're right. The top is it's a top-heavy conference this year with the KMAC, between Danville, between Northmore, between East Knox. And, again, it's going to be a battle of those three to kind of see. And if you're Mount Gilead, you are really looking at this saying, we know we've competed with the guys up at the top. There's no reason we can't march in here tonight and do the same thing. I really think these weather conditions, as strong as the running game is with East Knox with Blake Elliott, I really think these weather conditions, they might even favor Mount Gilead a little bit. Mount Gilead might have the edge on this because their offense has really been humming around that option kind of. It's looked really clean ever since that Danville game. So it seems like they've cleaned it up a little bit. What does one more week give them right now?
Yeah, and that's, to your point, their offense is specifically geared to run the football. They're going to come at you with a T formation. They're going to come at you, and my apologies, I kept saying it was a wishbone. It is a wing T formation where they're going to spread out the T a little bit further, get them almost in the tight end but still in the backfield, and give them options where you have to pay attention to all three of those running backs plus Long as well, because Long is showing at his 6'2", 220-pound frame, he can run downhill on top of you as well.
Absolutely, and if you're Mount Gilead too, that front that they have is powerful. So for Blake Elliott, he can't afford to get worn out. They don't have a plethora of runners. They have one extremely strong runner, and he could get worn down. This Mount Gilead front isn't really one to just give up without a fight. They're going to stand up there and they're going to hold in. So you might need some guys like Logan Clark and Dakota Cooper to step in, both sophomore wideouts, to see if maybe, even if they can't catch the ball with these conditions like that, maybe they can get some runs in, maybe they can get some out routes kind of going to try and see if they can get something going with their offense.
Indeed. So we'll see as they're starting to get ready out on the field here tonight. As Mount Gilead won the toss, they elected to defer, so East Knox will set up to receive as they're going to have 2 men back, setting up camp right about their 15-yard line. Now they'll step back to about the 10. As Long will get ready to approach the ball on the kickoff. Puts his foot into it. It's going to be a high end over end kick. It's going to bounce at about the 15, taking it about the 12. He's going to cut it up across the 20. He's going to make a man miss there, run into a couple of defenders at the 30. And he'll go down right about the 31-yard line in good field position for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, very good field position now. It's the start they were probably looking for. So it'll be interesting to see kind of what tone they set on this first drive of the game right here.
So they'll come out 1st and 10 at their own 35 or 36-yard line as the ball will be on the far side of the hash mark. Mind you to stick around for the post-game show as we will bring you the Pizza Cottage player of the game, as we do each and every week. And it's never as easy as you would think, because there are a lot of kids that put on performances that maybe don't stuff the stat sheet with the numbers of receiving yards and whatever that may be that you're looking at in the newspaper tomorrow morning. But when you're out here watching these kids and you see the tackles they're making, the plays they're making, it's impressive. So shotgun formation as Elliott's in the backfield. He's going to fake the handoff to him. He's going to look. He's got his receiver over there, and that's going to be Cooper. And he'll take it out across the 35 to the 37-yard line. And a nice play there on first down and on cue, just as you called his name.
Yeah, Dakota Cooper there. Reliable hands. He's done well so far this year. He's averaging 48 yards per game receiving. He's been a good option when the running game is getting stuffed and they don't have a ton of other places to look. He manages to find a way to get open.
Cooper lineage is strong.
Wow.
Almost mythical to some degree.
Unbelievable.
Shotgun formation, that's got to be a false start as the wide receiver was all over the place here on the near sideline, but they did not call it. And that is going to be a quick little hook route to Logan Clark, and a 6-yard gain for a first down.
Coach over there from Mount Gilead was not thrilled about that. You could see him yelling. He saw it. They didn't.
That was right in front of the line judge.
It's unbelievable.
But either way, it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs as they look over to the sideline. As coaching staff is in no real hurry right now to get this play in on first down. And Lester finally comes set with his teammate shotgun formation. 2 split out far side right as Elliott's in the backfield on his right-hand hip. Takes a low snap, bobbles it. It's on the ground and pressure's right there. And he is going to go down in the backfield, as I believe that was Corey Random that was in there initially on that tackle.
Yeah, just nothing going right there. Low snap. It was a good job of him, though, to at least keep his composure, get down there, grab the ball, and at least minimize the loss right there. But could have been a lot worse.
So second down, we'll call it about 16. And as the ball sits at about the 37-yard line. So they come set here on the near side. Now he comes set and ready as Lester still looks over that sideline for the play call.
Not sending Lester over there, though. I've seen a lot this year where we're running him back and forth.
Shotgun formation. He's going to move Elliott now over onto his left-hand hip. He's going to have 2 split out left. Defense shifts along with him, and they come set, takes a snap, hands it off. Elliott off that right side. It's a hole that did not form at all. And that was almost like my sentence didn't form at all. And it's going to be a loss of about a yard on that play.
What did form is an extremely large cumulonimbus cloud above us, which did remember that from elementary science class. But the rain is really coming down now.
I need you to spell that. Yeah.
No.
Yep. I couldn't either. So we're good. I was impressed, actually, to be honest with you. I'm a little jealous. So it's going to be 3rd and long now for the Bulldogs. Shotgun formation as Elliott shifts over to the left-hand side. 2 split out left. Cooper in the slot as Lester comes set, keeps it himself on the fake handoff, and he's got nowhere to go again as Long shot the spot right there from his linebacker position. And that's going to bring up a loss of 1 and then a 4th down. So not the way the offense was expecting that series to go.
No, we had brought up that defensive line from Mount Gilead, but on cue, they just showed no budge right there at all. That was impressive.
So punting team shows up for the Bulldogs. As Trainer's going to be deep. It's going to be a low snap, and he's going to keep it himself and try to run up the field. He's going to get across the 35, and he'll go down right about the 39-yard line, and it'll be incomplete there. It's going to be a turnover on downs there, and it'll be 1st and 10 Mount Gilead, an excellent field position.
Yeah, you couldn't draw that up any better from Mount Gilead right there to start that game. So you have fairly good field position for East Knox to start their offensive drive, and that Mount Gilead defense just stuffs them, and now all of a sudden they get on opponent's side of the field to start their first drive of the game. They really want to look to capitalize and see if they can cash in here for some points early on the board and get that lead, put the pressure right on East Knox.
So T formation for the Indians, and we're going to have a flag, and lined up in the neutral zone is, East Knox. This is going to be an interesting night, folks.
Yeah.
And Cole Fricky is back in the lineup.
Uh-oh.
In case you had that on your bingo card.
I didn't.
So Fricky will come set underneath center. As they're in the T formation, he's going to bark out his cadence, take snap, turns it off. That's going to be Vickers off that left side. He's got a blocker out across the 40 or inside the 40 down to the 36-yard line. And that'll be a gain of 4 and make it 2nd down and 2.
Now that's going to be an interesting storyline to kind of follow because Fricky, again, been out for a few weeks. This offense has kind of gotten their footing under Long, but how do they switch back now? How comfortable are they, again, with their...
Well, they got their normal default 3 yards, so you at least know you're not going backwards on that play.
Fair enough.
So Fricky underneath center again as he turns, hands it off. It's going to be Brandon this time off that right side. We're going to have a flag coming, and he'll get across the 30 about to 29 where he got upended right about the 1st down marker, but we'll see what the penalty call here is, and that is going to be a hold on Mount Gilead.
Pesky penalties coming at him again right there, hurting that drive.
And I tell you, folks, it's something we've seen all season long, and it doesn't matter the team's recovering. Usually by week 5, 6, you get a lot of that stuff cleaned up. You don't see it as often, but it's been interesting this year to say the least, as it has played a big role in a lot of the games and the swings of the end of the game on who wins and loses them. So we'll see here now as it goes from 2nd and 2 to 2nd and 11. As they're going to go in a wing T formation. Vickers will offset to the left. Trainer in motion from right to left. He's going to get it on the jet sweep, and he's going to fumble it. The ball's on the ground, and there's East Knox to fall on top of it. And there'll be another turnover. It'll be a turnover for Mount Gilead, and that's kind of what we wondered is what is this rain in the wet ball going to do?
Yeah, it looks like it's a little slippery. Both of them playing hot potato right here to see who can take the ball and actually do something with it. But now all of a sudden you get even better starting field position if you're the Bulldogs to go round 2 here and see if you can clean up that first drive and try and get something out of this one. For Mount Gilead, that's tough to get that field position right there and really get no traction at all.
So we'll see what the Bulldogs can do when they get their second chance here as they come out shotgun formation. Elliott on the right-hand side as Lester looks over, and he's going to make him shift. Keep his wide out split out far left. As he looks over, the defense takes a snap. Now he's going to roll. He's going to look downfield. He's still looking downfield. He's looking for Cooper, and incomplete as it was broken up there. And a good job defensively for Mount Gilead of stepping in there at the last minute to knock it down.
Brogan Pleiterer with the stop right there. That was a nice play by him to get his hand in there and keep that ball out of the hands of Cooper. Again, we kind of talked about him. He's somebody that manages to find a way to get open, find a way to make plays when this offense needs him.
So the offense still coming set as they look over the sideline for the plays, and now they're ready. 2 split out left as Elliott's in the backfield with Lester. Takes a snap. He's going to look. He's looking again. It's going to be a quick out route at Cooper. He's got it out across the 45 to the 48. Spin move at the 50. And he goes out of bounds, and he's going to get some laundry. His trainer was a little late on the late hit.
Yeah, it's an unneeded penalty right there. He knew he was already heading out. For Mount Gilead, man, it's been one-sided so far with these penalties. It's something we've seen with them in the last couple of games, but they're a team that's growing, they're a team that's learning, but they can't really afford these penalties in games where they want to be competitive. They can't give the free yardage over, especially not on something like that.
Indeed. So it's going to be a big change of field here for the Bulldogs as they'll be down inside Mount Gilead territory at the 35-yard line. Shotgun formation, one left, one to the right. As Elliott's in the backfield. He's going to turn. He's going to have a quick out, and it's going to be incomplete as he was trying to hook up with Logan Clark and makes it 2nd and 10.
It's been an interesting mix so far of running to pass plays here. It looks like they're really kind of favoring the pass play to start this, which is not obviously something you would have expected with the conditions, but they don't seem to be too concerned with it.
Yeah, you throw them off with the unexpected.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Right? I'm sure that's some Sun Tzu philosopher kind of guy said something like that along the lines.
Yeah.
Shotgun formation on 2nd down. 2 split out far right as Elliott's in the backfield. Lester takes a snap. He's rolling. He's looking right. He's got his receiver out there, and he's going to drop it too as that was Cooper this time that he was intended to, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs.
That pass was right on line there for Lester, too. That was right into the hands of Cooper. He just couldn't hang on.
It's probably the ball's fault. I mean, it is a little wet out there.
Well, it's not his.
That's 100% true. So now you're looking at 3rd down, and that's where you kind of get into that problem when you pass. If you don't get anything, you get nothing.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So now you're sitting here. If you would have ran, maybe you had 3 or 4 yards in the 2 running plays, and it's a little more manageable. So we'll see here. 3rd and 10. Shotgun formation, one left, one to the right. Quick hitch on the left-hand side. He's got his receiver there inside or the 32, but he was not able to hang on to it as the hit came from Mount Gilead, and it's going to be an incomplete pass and bring up 4th down. And that was Logan Clark again he was looking to on the out route.
4th and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Like a bunch of mirrors and stuff looking back at each other. It's just been the same play, different sides of the field, same result. Ball going in, coming right back out.
And it may be that they want to rest Lester a little bit, see if they can get through this first quarter without having to lean on him constantly, knowing the weather conditions. But, obviously with the ball being wet as well and you're trying to run and the rain's in your eyes, it makes it even harder to catch. So we'll see here now on 4th down and 10, shotgun formation. Lester takes a snap. He rolls right. He's looking deep, pump fake. Drops back even more, runs down parallel to the line, looks downfield. He's got his receiver there. That's Cooper, and he was hit by a trainer but held on, and that will be enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, he was absolutely crunched when he caught that ball, but he managed to hang on right there, and you make a huge reception. What a play on 4th and 10.
Focused under pressure is what that is. The hit's coming. You can see that kid coming. You know you're going to take some kind of hit. You just say, well, I got to catch the ball, hold on to the ball, and hopefully it doesn't fall out. And a lot of times when you lose your breath, it falls out. But that young man, as we said, from some hardy stock, and so all's well that ends well. Shotgun formation, 2 split out to the left as Elliott is also on the left-hand hip of Lester. Takes a snap, turns, and it's going to be a stumble as he tried to hand it off to him. Elliott lost his footing, so Lester kept it. And he was able to still make it into a positive play and a gain of about 5.
That's one of those plays right there where it's almost a little bit scary like that. You saw that he lost his footing. You saw that timing got thrown off a little bit right there, but you just want to make sure everybody stays healthy out of that one. It's really easy to pull something right there when you're kind of getting discombobulated.
Need longer cleats, Coach. Get the longer cleats out. So the play comes in again from the sideline as Lester checks his play sheet on his belt and comes set with his teammates. 2 split out left as Elliott's in the backfield. Rain continues to fall. Takes a snap, rolls left. He's going to roll out. He's going to pass to the right, and it's incomplete as he was trying to hook up with his, I believe, tight end there, number 12, Landon Dawson.
3rd and 7.
Dawson doing what so many others have done so far today as well. Get that ball right in there and toss it right back out.
Well, I believe it was Motley Crue that stated it back in the 80s. It's slippery when wet.
Heard he's a big Motley Crue guy.
Yes, 100%. It's making a resurgence. The 80 Hairs band. Oh, we need more of that in our life.
I wish.
3rd down and 8 now for the Bulldogs. 2 split left as Lester takes a snap. He looks. He's got his receiver there, and it's caught this time down to the 15. And he goes down right there at the 15, and that is a nice completion for a 1st down to Luke Holzinger.
Holzinger with the catch right there. Yeah, that was big time. They've been able to come up clutch in a few of these plays right here when they've needed it most. But now you find yourself in another crucial play right here. Keep this drive going. You really want to get points on the board.
And we have seen this all season long not go there's that penalty, and there's that discipline. As Mount Gilead jumped off sides there, that's going to be a free 1st down. That is a 5-yard variety, and that'll make it 1st and goal for the Bulldogs here as we got about 5.5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Crucial penalties at times when you can't afford it right there. You're just giving that free down when it was a legitimate 4th and 2. A good shot to stop him right there.
So we'll see here now. Shotgun formation again. 2 split out to the right as Lester and Elliott are in the backfield. Makes an adjustment, takes a snap, fakes, rolls back, drops deep, looking deep, and incomplete. As I believe he was looking for Cooper on a little flag route into the back corner. And a good job there by the defense of just getting their hand up and blocking the view.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty well-executed play almost by everybody involved right there. It looked like Cooper ran the route pretty well. It was a pretty good throw from Lester right there, but the DB was able to get his hand in there and stop that pass from being completed. But Nice looking play overall right there. But now, again, like you're saying, though, when you're passing early on in these downs, you make it to where you're forcing yourself into a more difficult spot as it goes. So now 2nd and 10.
So shotgun formation again is he'll have 2 split out far right. Elliott joining him in the backfield, takes a snap, fakes the handoff, drops, looks it on the slant route this time again, and we're going to have a flag, probably going to be a pass interference, as that was just out of the reach of the wide receiver's hands, but it looked like the defender was draped all over him on the backside.
Penalty that's going to go on the way, but looks like we got a player down, too, for East Knox right there.
That is not good. Or is that Mount Gilead? Is that East Knox?
I don't know.
But either way, that young man, I'm imagining, oh, he's going to hop up. Good, so nothing too major. I'm sure he probably just lost his footing somehow, as that is easy to do out there. But they're going to say that is pass interference, so it should make it 1st and goal again and move the ball halfway up closer. So if they were at the 5, they should be about the 2.5 line and have another crack at it.
Kind of get like a makeshift timeout right here, too, though, if you're East Knox, to kind of talk this over and see how you want to go about trying to get the ball in the end zone here.
What is and what is not working, as they say. So 5-minute mark here in the first quarter. 0-0 is our score, but East Knox is knocking on the old proverbial door here of the end zone. So they're going to come out in their standard shotgun formation, 2 split out right as Elliott's in the backfield with Lester. And now we're going to get our timeout, and we will step out too. You're listening to the Cubbage Electric Plumbing Construction Friday Night Lights.
Avita Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is proud to care for area athletes. Fellowship trained in complex knee and shoulder surgery, orthopedic surgeon Dr. Kyle Randall and sports medicine physician Dr. Jeremy Ream provide comprehensive sports medicine and orthopedic care for athletes, weekend warriors, and anyone who wants to get back on their feet, from strains and sprains to ACL and shoulder reconstruction. Avita has the experts you need. Call 419-709-8645.
And back from the timeout we come, as again our score here is 0-0. East Knox, though, is knocking on the door as they have a 1st and goal at the called about 2.5 yard line after a pass interference penalty in the end zone on Mount Gilead. So shotgun formation for the Bulldogs as Elliott and Lester in the backfield, 2 split out far side to the right. Lester barks out his signals. Man in motion from left to right is going to be Logan. He's going to take the snap. He's going to roll that way. He's going to look, and there's the pressure, and down he goes. As a great job by the defense on the right-hand side just to collapse that pocket and take him down for a huge loss.
And so far in this game, you've seen so many plays that have been disrupted by that right there. You can just tell how hard it is to get your footing on this field right now. And we knew that it was going to be an impact coming into this game. It's obvious this weather's going to be an issue, but it's been very evident so far that both offenses are really struggling to get some traction, no pun intended, or maybe it is. At the fact that they just can't stay upright. Falling down without even tacklers getting near them is the problem.
3rd and goal, ball sits all the way outside the 10 at the 13-yard line. Shotgun formation, Lester looks, he's over the middle on a slant and just out of the reach as he was trying to catch his wide receiver. It was double covered, and it's bring a 4th down.
We got Cooper heading back in there too, which is good for them to have another safety net, somebody to look for. But a crucial play here because, again, they don't have the option to really try and get the 3 points on the board, so they're going to be aiming for that 6.
You wonder, I mean, they really haven't even tried to give Elliott that ball.
No.
It's just what is the rhyme, what is the reason? I'm curious as we'll see, obviously, as the game plays out, but you would think at some point he's going to start becoming more of a factor. Shotgun formation for Lester, takes snap, quick drop, he's going to throw it again on a slant, and again, incomplete. As the defender's looking for a flag, I do not believe he is going to be able to lobby hard enough to get one. And it's going to be a turnover on downs, and Mount Gilead will start over with their second possession deep in their own territory.
Looks like Lester came up a little lame in that play right there, too. He's looks like something in his leg, maybe left leg is hurting right there. But, yeah, no, it's been a really surprising development so far is the lack of use by Blake Elliott right there. I mean, it's generally a workhorse for them, and he's not really getting the ball any.
So to the line of scrimmage they come. Single back formation, 2 split out far left as Fricky's under center, takes snap, turns, hands it off. It's a dive right off that left side, and good job defensively to stand their ground and take him down for no gain. as that is going to be a gain of maybe a yard, if even that.
East Knox defensive front saying, yeah, Mount Gilead, you guys may not be too bad, but we're not too shabby either. We know how to stop the run.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 for the
So
Indians.
officially no gain on that play there for Mount Gilead as play comes in from the sideline. And, it's interesting now that Fricky's in here, they're using a running back to bring the play in and out. But when Long was in here, he was the young man running back and forth. So 2nd down now as they come under center, 2 split out far left. Takes a snap, turns. He's going to give it to him on a dive up the middle, and again, nothing to go to. And another big stop there defensively for East Knox.
The front of East Knox is giving nothing right now. And again, we knew this was going to be a ground and pound kind of game, but at the same time, there just hasn't been anything really getting going right here. Both defenses, we talked about it though, both defenses, stout defenses, and they're both showing why right here.
East Knox is trying to take a book out of Gandalf in the deep dark halls of Khazad-dûm, saying you shall not pass. Gary caught that reference. I'm glad he did. So it's going to be 3rd and 8 now for the Indians as they come out again. 2 split out left. Vickers lined up behind Fricky underneath center. Takes snap, turns. He's going to hand it off, and nope, it's going to be a play action, and he took too long. He had a moment there. He could have looked downfield for Trainer, but held on to that ball, and he goes down for a big loss.
Yeah, and that drive never really had anything going anyways, but now all you have is the punter push back even further into his own territory, tucked up in there in the back of the end zone.
And you got to watch. We've seen it already on the first punt attempt by East Knox. That ball was snapped really low, and if it gets snapped too low back there, you can cost your team a lot of points. So the ball snapped. It is a good snap. It's put into the kicker, and it's going to be a line drive kick that's going to take a Mount Gilead roll across the 50 up to the 47, and that is where it will go and go no further. So it'll be a 3rd possession here for the Bulldogs at their own 47-yard line.
It's a great kick right there, though, really, from Mount Gilead to at least recover and be able to get that right there, because the field position obviously has been totally flipped, and so to at least get it back into East Knox territory is a big-time play.
Yeah, Jim Trussell will be proud of you for noting that, the changing of the field and push back into their territory.
It's special teams, man. They're important.
They are 110%. I'm still mad we didn't score when we were inside the 10. So I don't know, man. It's just a different viewpoint. But either way, I'm sure their coaching staff is going to let them know the same. So we'll see here if they can find a little continuity on offense, as their first 2 times kind of sputtered out. Shotgun formation, 2 left. Man in motion from right to left as Elliott's in the backfield. As Lester takes a snap, pitches it. There's Elliott. Now he's going to come off that the left-hand side out across the 50 up to the 45. The ball popped loose, but they were able to fall on top of it and keep possession. But we also have a flag at the 48.
Gain of about 8 yards on the play.
See what that ends up being right there.
Looks like it's going to be a hold on East Knox.
It's tough. Great run there by Elliott. Maybe that hole was opened up by the hold. But for Elliott, at least it was a rep there of getting the ball and kind of getting downfield a little bit and getting some momentum. I know the play didn't result in anything positive, but at the very minimum, he got the ball in his hands and got to feel it a little bit right there.
So it's going to be 1st and caught about 15 now as the ball sits back at the 42-yard line. Come out with their standard issue shotgun formation, 2 split out far side to the right. Elliott in the backfield along with Lester as they sport their Los Angeles Laker purple and gold. Elliott now in motion out of the backfield to the right. Lester, quick hit's going to try to get him in the swing route out in the flat. Great job defensively recognizing that, but he made him miss it, and he pushed up across the 45 to the 47, right back to the original line of scrimmage. Good job there of avoiding the initial contact.
Yeah, nice run after the catch right there. It looked like there was a very real legitimate possibility that he was going to get stuffed for no real gain, but managed to get 5 back right there and make it a 2nd and 10. Back-to-back plays that they've gone to Lester, to Elliott now, though.
See here if they try to go for the 3-peat as they come again into their shotgun formation. 2 split to the near side here on the left. Clark along with Cooper. Elliott now again in motion out of the backfield this side to the near side. Lester takes a snap. He's going to look that way, and then he's going to try to throw it on a backside screen, and he's got his man there. Made a man miss at the 45. It's a foot race down the far sideline. He's all the way inside the 5. Touchdown, East Knox. As Shane Gardner got it on a nice little delayed wide receiver screen and took it all the way to the house for a score.
Somebody stop that man. Just went going right there, and he just wouldn't stop. He didn't have any footing problems right there. No slipping from him.
Got fresh new tires, man. Got the new mutters out there.
He went off-roading.
Got the 44s.
Beautiful.
So it gives it a 6-0 score here as they line up for the extra point. Come set, ball snap, kick is up. And kick is good. Nope, excuse me, just missed to the left. So it's going to be our score here, 6 for East Knox, Mount Gilead, nothing. You're listening to Cubbage Electric Plumbing Construction Friday Night Lights.
Great news, Central Ohio. Foster's Pharmacy offers daily dose packaging, which are convenient and simple. It's truly personalized care you're looking for. It just starts with a call to get started. Take the hassle out of your medications. Call 740-392-0911. Foster's Health Mart Pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Your sinks are backed up.
As we come back here to the rain, I mean, might as well strike up Toto. It's like the rain's down in Africa. Our score is East Knox 6, Mount Gilead nothing. As they are getting ready here to kick off, and you almost wonder if the rain just doesn't beat the ball back down out of the sky anyways, no matter how high you try to kick it. I mean, he's got this thing almost teed up like he's looking to do almost an onside kick with it. Now he's setting it up straight.
I think he heard you.
As he comes back, and that's going to be Landon Dawson ready to do the kicking duties for the Bulldogs. Trainer is back deep, and he's just going to squib it, and the up man's going to take it at the 49, and that's where they'll start, 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line.
It's like a pretty heavy November rain coming down right here. We're a little early, but yeah, no, it's not letting up right here. But if you're the Bulldogs, you're looking at that and saying, well, we got the lead as narrow as it might be. Now let's see if this defense can kind of keep applying that pressure and keep Mount Gilead off the scoreboard. 2-score lead in a game like this tonight, it's going to be tough.
Oh, it's going to be brutal to try to overcome. So Mount Gilead comes set. Split back formation as Fricky's underneath center. Barks out his signals, turns, takes a snap, hands it off, Vickers off that left side, up across the 50, made a man miss there down to the 47, and he'll go no further, and he'll go down as a host of Bulldogs tackled him.
A lot of Laker jerseys surrounding him right there. There was no room to move after he made that first gain, but positive play. I think the key for Mount Gilead here is to have a clean drive that doesn't include any penalties. You got to, if you're not going to be able to make the drive finish with any sort of points or positive momentum, at the very minimum, don't shoot yourself in the foot.
That is a big task for some of these teams. Split back formation again as Fricky's underneath center. He's going to take a snap, turn. He's going to delay handoff. It's going to be a counter to, I believe that was Jones on that carry, and it was. And he'll get a gain of about 2. And a timeout for, oh, that's the end of the first quarter. So our score here is East Knox 6, Mount Gilead nothing. You're listening to Cubbage Electric Plumbing Construction Friday Night Lights.
Your sinks are backed up, the electric in your master bedroom needs rewired, and now the wife is asking for a new addition. It's time to get in touch with Cubbage Electric, Plumbing, and Now Construction. Give Brian and his team a call at 740-627-8004. They can fix your electrical and plumbing needs and give your bathroom and kitchen a remodel.
Cubbage Electric Plumbing and Construction is a proud sponsor for all the local high school teams.
Enjoy the season. Cubbage Electric, Plumbing, and Construction. 740-627-8004.
Hey, in this time of high inflation, remember, Goodwill stores have the lowest propane prices in town. So, get your propane tank filled at the Goodwill Plaza store in Newark, the Goodwill Unlimited store in Heath, Goodwill at the Lake in Buckeye Lake, or the Goodwill Plus store in Fredericktown, and save big. Goodwill can fill normal-sized grill tanks to motorhome and even large contractor tanks by the gallon. At Goodwill, you're always guaranteed the lowest propane prices in town.
Looking to take
Come out of the timeout, split back formation. Fricky takes a snap, turns, hands it off, Vickers off that right side. He gets across the 45 up to about the 43, and he'll go down there. And I'll tell you what, the weather conditions out here give you a -1 on your default yards. So they're only getting about 2 yards as opposed to their normal 3.5.
Yeah, we've talked about that. They're almost a guaranteed 3. But you are right. Home field advantage for East Knox and the weather might put them at 2, which mathematically not going to work tonight.
No. We've done the math. I mean, I had to take my shoes off in the booth to count, but we got there. It's painful for all of us. So Fricky again underneath center, split back formation as he takes the snap, turns, he's going to hand it off. It's again Vickers off that right side, and it looks like the ball's loose, and it is picked up by Mount Gilead, or excuse me, by East Knox, and they'll maintain possession at the 44-yard line. And second turnover of the day for the Indians, third fumble of the game.
For East Knox, too, they came into this game leading the KMAC in turnovers. And so that's something right there where it's shown that they're ball hawks, man. They go after it. They try and get any turnover that they can. They're always aiming for it, and so far you've seen two of them.
Well, I tell you what, after seeing Mount Gilead the last 2 weeks, I would say this is probably I'm not saying this has been awful, but this has probably been the worst of the 3 times we've seen them as far as their ability to stay consistent with their drives. I mean, usually you would see them sputter out, but they would be down around the 10 or 5.
Right.
So 1st and 10 here for the Bulldogs. One left, one to the right as Elliott's in the backfield. Lester takes a snap. He's going to look. He's going to throw quick out to the left, and it's going to be incomplete again as he was trying to hook up with Logan Clark. And again, I can't tell if the ball is slipping out of his hands or if he has a natural low throw, but every time he throws to Clark, Clark is constantly having to drop to the ground to try to catch it.
Yeah, it's been a noticeable theme right there. And again, I just think when you look at how hard the rain's coming down right now, any sort of passing play is really going to be difficult. And I think if you're East Knox, you really got to capitalize on that running game that's so strong for you.
So shotgun with 2 to the right. Lester takes snap, hands it off. Elliott gets it. He's going to try to cut it up off that left side, and he's just got nowhere to go. Again, this defense for the Indians is just swarming, as they'll give him maybe a yard on that carry, and they'll make it 3rd and 9.
Well, Gilead Lions saying, what running game? We won't be allowing that to happen.
You know, and that may just be the sign of the respect that the coaching staff had for that line.
Yeah.
After watching them hold Danville and Fredericktown within realms of containment.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you didn't stop them completely, but they weren't running hog wild on you. And Mount Gilead's defense is just prone to every now and then those one big plays. So shotgun formation again, 2 right as Lester's in the backfield with Elliott. Takes a snap. Now he's going to look right. He's going to look right. He's got plenty of time. He's looking deep and again trying to hook up with Logan Clark and just overshot him this time, and it's going to make it 4th and 8.
Yeah, and like you said, too, with Mount Gilead, with that run defense, like they shut down Danville, who notoriously has a good run defense. And
offense.
Oh, yeah, run offense.
Yes.
That's what I meant, yes.
We're right there with you, my friend.
But the Freddies, too, they came off of a game with like 400 rushing yards, and they were held under 100. So, yeah, this Mount Gilead defense showing how stout they are against the run, and maybe too much respect, though, if you're the East Knox.
So they're getting lined up here as they keep adjusting their punting formation. Finally come set. Landon Dawson is back deep, and Trainer is going to be the return man for the Indians. A nice end-over-end kick, angled towards the near sideline, picked up at the 15. Drops his shoulder across the 20, and they'll step out of bounds at about the 27-yard line, and that's what will be 1st and 10 for the Indians.
If you're the Indians, you're in desperate need of some sort of momentum. You got to get some sort of offensive momentum because your defense really has kept you in it tonight, but they just haven't looked the same. I know Fricky, I know he's your junior quarterback. I know he's back in this game. He's a team leader for them, and he's the guy for the job, but at the same time, this offense just hasn't looked very congruent tonight together. Maybe it's the weather.
Boy, did you get a thesaurus over the week, dude? I mean, you were dropping a lot of big letter words.
Well, trying over here.
Gary, what did we get on that penalty there? What did you have for me? Nothing? Okay, all right, good.
Sorry.
Just a slow movement of the ball.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it sat back there for so long, I thought he was walking off a penalty. I apologize for that. I was actually he was walking off a penalty. See, I told you I didn't miss something. Mount Gilead doesn't get the ball. East Knox has it. See, this is what happens when you use big words, Austin.
That's
I can't
my apologies.
Shotgun formation, 2 split left, as Lester has Elliott in the backfield. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff to him, keeps it himself off that right side. He gets around the corner across the 35 to the 30, and he'll get run out of bounds about the 28-yard line. A nice decision there by Lester to pick up a big gain.
Yeah, that was a nice, mature decision right there by Lester. And whatever he was shaking off in his leg earlier when he had that one play, it obviously was fine right there. He had plenty of movement right there to get out wide and get that gain.
So they get a nice 1st down, and they get deeper inside of Mount Gilead territory at the 27-yard line. See if they can't get that ever lofty 2-score lead. That, as we've seen tonight, may be all you need to do. So slowly they come set again. Shotgun formation, 1 left, 1 to the right, as Elliott is in the backfield with Lester. Looks over defense, takes snaps. Going to be a quick hitter out here to the right-hand side. Low throw, and the official said he did catch it, and it'll be a completion for a gain of about 5.
It's on brand, though. Like you said, it seems like so many of those throws are coming out so low. It's tough for his receivers to really get down there. It's also really negating any chance for any yards after the catch.
It'll be called yak.
The yak.
The old yak is good. I've heard rumors that the abominable snowmen also like yak meat, but, that's not what I know. Shotgun formation, Lester's got it. He's looking downfield. He's got it one-on-one, and this time he's able to connect as he's been trying all night for Logan Clark, and he found him on a fly right for a touchdown.
What a toss. What a catch right there. Big-time play, and like you had said, that 2-score lead was going to be a major threshold to get to, and they had no problems getting to it. Now this defense is going to be suffocating.
So that pushes the score is 12-0, and they'll be ready here for the extra point. As Dylan Springer will come on to kick the extra point. Ball snap, kick is up, and again he gets into it, and this time it is good as it gets up and over. So our score here is East Knox 13, Mount Gilead nothing. You're listening to Cubbage Electric Plumbing Construction Friday Night Lights.
Your career to the next level with Mount Vernon Nazarene University. You can earn your degree entirely online, anywhere, anytime. Our bachelor's and master's programs are designed to help you balance your education with work, family, and other priorities. Here at MVNU Online, we craft our faith-based programs specifically for your success. Learn more at mvnu.edu or call us today at 1-800-839-2355. Mount Vernon Nazarene University.
So as we come back to the rainy tropical rainforest of East Knox County, Ohio, home of the Bulldogs. Our score here is 13-0 as they get set to kick off, and I tell you, Austin, the Indians' offense needs to find something on this drive.
Yeah, they got to find a way to get some sort of something rolling.
That ball is going to roll, so that's one thing they got rolling, but I don't know if that's the right direction. His trainer picks it up, loses his feet, tries to go to the other side of the field, and the poor young man just ran 30 yards to only pick up 2. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Indians at the 20.
I know we've already talked about math not being our strong suit, but 30 for 2, not what the equation we're looking for here.
That's a terrible ROI.
It is, which I'm sure he's extremely concerned with.
Hey, you got to watch that. Your fiduciaries cannot be unattended. So again, it's going to be a split back formation. One split out to the right. Fricky's underneath center, turns, takes snap, hands it off. He ran into his running back there and slowed him through the hole, and he gets dropped by Elliott for no gain.
There's some semblance of, it's very similar to what the Danville game looked like for Mount Gilead. It just doesn't look clean. It just looks really choppy. And again, I don't know if it's the weather. I don't know what it is, but it just doesn't look clean.
Well, again, like you said, you'd seen the offense start to grow under Long, get comfortable with him, and then now you switch it back up. You're going to have those, as they say, growing pains or readjusting pains here. So now back to a T formation as Fricky's underneath center this time. 2nd down and 9. Takes snap, turns. It's going to be a dive right up the middle, and Barnum's got nowhere to go. Maybe a half a yard.
And a tough time to have to go through those growing pains. You're absolutely right. That's kind of what it is. It's kind of getting back to your roots now that you have Fricky back and you have him healthy. But it's just been very noticeable with this offense, just the lack of production they've been able to get right here. And so love to find a way to kind of keep this drive going. You at least need to get some momentum. Again, even if you don't get a score on this, you want to flip the field a little bit.
So T formation on this 3rd down. They're calling it 8. Fricky's underneath center as he barks out his signals, takes a snap, turns. He's going to hand it off. Nope, it's play action. He's going to look deep. He's got his tight end deep there at the 45, and he hauls it in, and that'll be a 1st down for the Indians, and a play that you didn't see coming. A nice job on that play action in a big game.
The 6'2" Caden St. Clair right there with a heck of a catch, and nice job hauling that one in right there. He had all the space in the world.
Almost like a Space Jam. So 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line as they keep this drive alive here, trailing 13-0. With about 7:48 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Good grief. My brain never works, Austin. T formation is Fricky's underneath center, takes snap, turns. It's going to be a counter. He's going to try to give it to Trainer, and a great job there defensively of just blowing that play up in the backfield. 3 or 4 shirts just came untouched And they were able to wrap them up for no gain.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered who got the ball right there. Whoever got that handoff was going nowhere. Bulldogs were all over that.
Mind you folks to stick around for our UIS Insurance and Investment halftime show. As we get closer and closer to halftime here, and then at the end of the game, our Pizza Cottage Player of the Game. One of these games, I'm going to nominate our camera guy.
He earns it every night.
Every night he puts up with shenanigans none of you know about. All right, so Fricky's coming out on a 2nd and 10, and Mount Gilead decides to talk about it, so we'll step out at 2. You're listening to Cubbage Electric Plumbing Construction Friday Night Lights.
Griffin Insurance, taking care of your family since 1972. In today's day and age, it's very uncommon to get a real person when you call. Not at Griffin Insurance. We represent multiple carriers to find the best rate for you and your family. Whether it's auto, residential, commercial, or farm, we're here to help. Call Griffin Insurance at 740-397-7488. Griffin Insurance, finding you the best rate.
So the rain continues to pour, and we continue to try to figure out what kind of continuity we will see from an offense that has had to switch back and forth between quarterbacks and has put themselves in a 13-point deficit that is really run heavy. So they come out of this timeout 2nd and 10. Split back formation is going to, that's going to be a wing T formation with one split out far right. Trainer in motion from left to right as Fricky takes a snap. He fakes the handoff. It's going to be play action pass as the pressure came from behind, and he just got hit when he let go of that ball. And it flew like a lead duck, incomplete.
If there was a night for a lead duck to really thrive, though, tonight could be the night. I'm telling you, there's enough water out here. Any duck, any water life would do well.
So incomplete brings up a 3rd down and 10. As Riley Cardwell for the Bulldogs was in on that hit, causing that incompletion.
So we've talked about with Mount Gilead, too. They really have to avoid those 3rd and longs, those really even 2nd and longs if they can. They got to try and find a way out of it because that defense or that offense is not built for picking up those big gains if they don't have to.
So 3rd down, single back formation. And once again, Mount Gilead is going to call a timeout, so we'll step out too. You're listening to Cubbage Electric Plumbing Construction Friday Night Lights.
Pizza Cottage in Mount Vernon is one of 11 pizza cottages in Ohio. They are among the nation's best performing pizzerias and ranked in Pizza Today. The finest ingredients is used daily. Treat your customers and employees like family and always give back to the community. Offering not only takeout but also dine-in and full bar. Book your group parties today. Find Pizza Cottage on Facebook or go to pizza-cottage.com to begin your journey of tastes.
So 3rd down now as they take the snap, fakes the handoff, play action again. Fricky's back. He's got his receiver there. That's Trainer at the 45. But we got a flag back here on the near sideline as we are going to have a sideline infraction. Well, and you got to give him, I think it's 2 or 3 yards, and you've got a sideline that's 4 yards. It works out well.
Yeah, it doesn't give you much space to really work with there. But big gain, though, there by Mount Gilead as well.
And it gives them a 1st down.
Yeah.
So they keep their drive alive, and that's what they need because they have had a hard time sustaining any drive so far here in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
And offensively, they've just been a little out of sorts. So split back formation is Fricky's underneath center. Takes snap, fakes the handoff, play action, drops. He's got time. He's got plenty of time this time. He's going to look downfield to Trainer, and Trainer was at the 30-yard line getting ready to go out of bounds, and that ball sailed out of Fricky's hand all the way to the fence line. So it's an incomplete.
Yeah, I think that slipped out of his hand right there. I don't think that was part of the plan, but it almost hit the flowers that are up against the fence line over there, whatever those are. Homecoming flowers, maybe? Could have been collateral damage right there. That's no good.
So basically what we understand is that Fricky hates flowers. Got it. Okay.
That's what I heard.
We'll get confirmation on that here shortly. Single back formation, 3 to the right. Turns, fakes the handoff. Again, looks downfield. Again, was on target the Trainer, but this time Trainer not able to haul it in as great coverage there defensively for the Bulldogs as they were able to break that up.
Find themselves on a 3rd and 10 though here. Again, they're on the other side of the We're on the East Knox side of the field, though, for what's felt like the first time in a while. This drive has definitely shown a little bit more of a sign of life than what we've seen. Some big penalties that have played a role in it, too, but there's at least some life coming out of that Mount Gilead offense. But love to find a way to score here before the half if you can to close out that lead a little bit.
Split back formation, one far left. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff, rolls. He's got time. He's got plenty of time. Wow, he's got a lot of time. He's looking downfield. He got his receiver there and incomplete, as he was trying to hook up a big number 44 on that pass, but he was not able to haul it in, and it's going to make it 4th down.
And now if you're Mount Gilead, this is probably an opportunity here where you just have to punt it away and try and see if that defense can really hold that East Knox offense, because they cannot afford to go down by another score. That molehill is going to feel like Mount Everest by the time they go up by 3 possessions.
At least Mount Kilimanjaro at minimum. So they're going to set up. It's going to be a high snap, and we're going to have a flag, but Vickers gets his foot into it. A high end-over-end kick, or a spiral kick that goes out of bounds, probably at about the 15, but we'll see what the near side judge flag indicates, as he has been more than willing to exercise his power with that yellow flag tonight.
Absolutely. This ref down here close to us, close sideline for East Knox, he has had some powerful motions tonight. I really think he's thriving in that role.
There's a seriousness to that man, and I've only seen such seriousness in a few other people.
Doesn't put up with any tomfoolery, buffoonery.
No tomfoolery. So that is a penalty that is going to push the ball 5 yards in the wrong direction and make them punt it again. And we'll have to see here. He almost lost the snap on the last one. Hopefully they got it under control, but Cooper will be back deep to do the returning duty, setting up at about the 15-yard line. Vickers takes a snap. This one's a little bit better, gets his foot into it. There's a nice spiral kick. It's going to head out towards the 25, take a hard left there, and be down at the 26. And that's where East Knox will start 1st and 10 with a 13-0 lead.
So for East Knox here, it's kind of been an interesting offensive half for them, because what they normally go to hasn't felt like what's been working for the most part. But now you have a lead, and the run game really kind of excels even more, obviously, when you have that lead. So do they look a little bit more to that? For what it's worth, he's got to be fresh. Blake Elliott really hasn't had very many touches in this game, and this is a guy that's getting 180 yards a game, so he's got to be fresh.
You would think. I mean, that is definitely something that we'll see how this plays out for the rest of the game. Shotgun formation as Lester's in the backfield with Elliott. Takes a snap as he's got splits out to the left, fakes the toss to him, keeps it himself as he realizes nothing there, and he's got wide open spaces. He's got one man to beat. If he can get past him, it's on, and he's able to knock him out of bounds. But not before a nice, huge gain there by Lester all the way down to Mount Gilead's 40-yard line.
Second time tonight that Lester's eyes have really led to a big-time play right there. He sees that he has the space. He sees the defense is out of position. He just takes the field that he's been given right there and flips the field like all together right there. Now Mount Gilead's defense is really on their heels. Got to find a way to put a stop up right here.
So 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line as the play comes in from the sideline. As Lester was able to rattle off a 20-plus yard gain there on that carry. 2 split out left as Elliott's in the backfield with him. Looks over that defense. Comes set, takes a snap. This time he does pitches to Elliott. Elliott off that left side. He's got a little bit of a crease. He does out across the 35 down to the 30. And he goes down right about the 30-yard line. We'll see where the official marks him on that far side. I'll say right about the 33.
No rush here from East Knox. You might as well burn up as much of that clock as you can. You're down to 5:24 left in this half. You might as well see what you can get out of this drive, hopefully get some points, and don't leave enough time for Mount Gilead to really do anything on the other side of this possession.
Well, I got a feeling, though, they're still going to try to get something big. I just got a feeling they're going to look to the air here as they've been trying it all night long. We'll see. Shotgun formation. Lester on the quarterback keep, gets around that right side. He's got blocking out in front of him and tries to get out to the sideline, but he got right about to the 26-yard line, and he went down there on the keeper. Looked like Vickers on the tackle.
Yeah, it looked like Mount Gilead did a decent job of trying to push that edge route right there as much as they could, try and contain Lester, but
First down for the Bulldogs.
not enough.
Well, enough for a first down, though, for the Bulldogs. Keep their drive alive as they continue to methodically march down the field here. Down to 4:45 left in the first half. 13-0 is our score. East Knox on top of Mount Gilead. Shotgun formation, 2 left. Elliott's in the backfield. Lester takes the pitch, throws it to him. He's going to cut back into the middle and try to make a defender miss, but the back traffic was able to catch up to him. And he got a gain of about 3 before it goes down.
Great hands there by Elliott, too. You could see him reach out right there. That play could have gone sideways pretty quick right there, but he was able to hang on to it.
So 2nd down and 8 for the Bulldogs as they continue to shuffle personnel on and off the sideline.
Not a lot of urgency from these guys.
You don't need to.
No,
as you
not at
said,
all.
I mean, the Indians tonight offensively haven't shown any kind of threat, and your offense seems to be clicking rather well. Lester takes the snap. He's going to look. He's got his receiver there out across the 20. He made a man miss, but the defenders were there to help, and some more, but he's still on his feet. And finally, he goes down at the 17-yard line. Holsinger right there doing his best impression of a one-man army for a gain of 7.
Absolutely. That was impressive right there. I thought he was on his way down, but he ended up fighting off 3 or 4 bodies and actually gained an extra couple yards off of that, too.
Taking a page out of the book of Audie Murphy. So 1st and 10 here for the Bulldogs. Shotgun formation, 2 split out left as Elliott's again in the backfield with Lester on the left-hand side. Takes a snap, hands it off to Elliott. He goes around that right side, or tried to go around that right side, but there is absolutely no room to go. As that was taken down in the backfield for no gain, a loss of about 2.
Mount Gilead was there and ready for that one. That was a nice stop by them, but this defense got to be getting a little bit gassed, too. They've been on the field for a lot of this quarter. It has felt like a noticeable difference from that first quarter that felt mostly competitive. Both offenses trying to figure things out. It almost isn't as much of, I don't think Mount Gilead's really gotten their stuff together. It just feels like East Knox has kind of sorted their part out.
And as these lovely tunes of the drum corps start to echo in the background, remind you to stick around for our UIS Insurance and Investment halftime show. Lester in the shotgun takes a snap, pressure's there, and he goes down. Good grief. He had no opportunity to even make a thought process out of that play, and he's going to be losing about 5.
What a hit right there. Who was that? That was Gage Shipman right there that just came in with authority.
That is a big loss. So it's going to be 3rd and 20 now as what looked to be a very promising drive here, starting off on a lot of good plays and momentum. Taking a turn for the worse. And I think East Knox is going to let the clock run down, and then they're going to take a timeout as they try to figure out what to do here on this 3rd and 20, and we will too. You're listening to the Cubbage Electric Plumbing Construction Friday Night Lights.
Howard Hilton Grill, just east of Apple Valley on Coshocton Road, has a casual, cozy atmosphere, offering comfort food and good times. Open daily from 10 in the morning to 1 a.m., now adding Sunday morning breakfast at 8 a.m. The Howard Hilton also recently added on an outdoor tiki bar seating patio option with big screen TV. Stop by and enjoy great tastes like the Hilton Burger or enjoy Taco Tuesdays at the Howard Hilton in Howard. That's the Howard Hilton, 740-599-2337.
If market volatility is keeping you...
So we've got 1:51 to go here in the first half. We've got a score of 13-0. It looks like the rain has ceased for the time being, just like my hairline growing. And we are looking at a 3rd and 20 for the Bulldogs.
I think you rock the bald look as good as anybody, though, my friend.
Appreciate that. I appreciate that. So shotgun formation, he's going to have 3 split out to the right as Elliott will also be on his right-hand hip. Lester has a wide-open field to the left. Takes a snap. He looks right. He's got a man there, and he hooks up with Cooper, but that's a little bit short of where they needed to go as Cooper goes down at the 23-yard line. Yard to gain is the 9, so it'll make it 4th and about 15, 16, somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah, that makes it a tough conversion here. Again, linked up with your guy. Got a few yards out of it, but not nearly enough to really make it feel like a feasible opportunity here to go for a 4th and 17 as they have it listed.
Some more breathing room, right? You'd think you'd wanted a little bit more on that, but pressure was coming, so he just kind of had to get rid of that ball, and that was the closest option. Shotgun formation, 2 to the left. As Elliott comes set in the backfield with Lester, takes a snap, got a flag on the far side as he's got his receiver right across the middle on a post route. He was hit hard by Trainer, and he did make the catch, as that was Landon Dawson. But like I said, we got a flag on the far side, and that may. Oh no, they're saying it's incomplete.
They called it. One ref had it complete. The other one didn't. And looked like they decided it was incomplete. Yeah, the flag on the far side?
The power walker was a little more in charge on that one. And that is going to be a illegal formation on Mount Gilead. And they're going to lose possession of the ball. And it's going to be 1st and 10. Or, excuse me, illegal formation on East Knox. And they lose possession of the ball. And now it's 1st and 10 for Mount Gilead. Was it 4th down on that play?
It was.
It was. See, Gary, this is why we keep you around. Because I clearly am out of focus.
But he's always in focus.
Just like the videos he brings to you every night. That's why he is a Gary Sheffield of dreams. So it's going to be a single back formation here for the Indians, and then Mount Gilead. How many timeouts? I thought they already took 3. All right, so it's going to be timeout for Mount Gilead. We're going to step out to you listening. Cubbage Electric Plumbing Construction, Friday Night Lights.
If market volatility is keeping you awake at night, call Spearman Financial Services. Spearman Financial Services have seen plenty of ups and downs, and this is normal. As our old high school football coach would remind us, the true champion is found with your ability to bounce back after a loss. So stop losing sleep and call the team who will coach you through the good times and the bad times. Spearman Financial Services, financial plans that last a lifetime.
Securities offered through Valmark Securities Incorporated, member FINRA, SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Valmark Advisors Incorporated, SEC registered investment advisor. Spearman Financial Services is a separate entity from Valmark Securities Incorporated and Valmark Advisors Incorporated. Past performances cannot guarantee future results. One cannot invest directly in an index.
So out of the timeout, they will come 1st and 10. Ball sits at their own 22-yard line. As they have one split out far side right. Single back formation as Fricky comes under center. Takes a snap, turns, fakes, looks downfield. He's got time. He's got plenty of time for Trainer, and the defender stepped right in front of him. That was a great job by Luke Holsinger on that play.
For sure, great play by him and a risky pass there by Fricky. I was going to say before this drive started that the one must for this is you cannot turn the ball over right here.
Risky business, Tom Cruise?
For sure.
Amen.
Can't afford to turn that ball over, though, and that was a throw right there that absolutely could have resulted in that.
Well, you already kind of stuffed that with 3 turnovers already so far in the game, so I'm sure you can hold on to it hopefully into the second half and be able to make something happen here as they're going to turn, hand it off. Vickers off that right side. He gets hit and the ball's lost again. Clearly we don't know what we're talking about, and they're going to say that Mount Gilead did fall on top of it. So 4th fumble, 2nd time they were able to maintain possession.
39 seconds on the clock, but it's going to feel like about an hour for those Mount Gilead coaches. They need this half to be over so they can kind of regroup, recover, and come up with a plan for the second half because scoreboard-wise, you are still in the game, but it's been entirely that Mount Gilead defense that's resulted in you being here. That offense just hasn't been there tonight.
Well, they've looked all kinds of out of sorts. They were picking 3.5, 4 yards every time they ran the ball the last 2 weeks. Now they're lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. T formation, Vickers gets the handoff off that right side. Now he's got a little room out across the 30 up to the 34-yard line. Should be enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, there's a positive yardage play for them. It's at least something right there to kind of go into the half with, something to get some momentum rolling.
So that'll be the end of the first half. So our score here is going to be East Knox 13, Mount Gilead nothing. Stick around for the UIS Insurance and Investment halftime show on the Cubbage Electric Plumbing Construction Friday Night Lights.
UIS Insurance and Investments protects what you love and provides security when you need it the most. They're a full-service, independent insurance agency with a hometown attitude dedicated to providing the best coverage and service possible. UIS Insurance and Investments supports area schools and communities with local offices in Northwest and Central Ohio and Southeast Michigan. For more information, go to uisprotect.com. That's uisprotect.com. UIS Insurance and Investments, trusted advisors for all your insurance needs.
Oh.
Hey, run the clock! So I have no idea what's going on. So, a couple of drives, a couple of drives early. They didn't score until the first. I was here for the second score. First score, they had a big 53-yard pass. It was a screen play. And Gardner ran it over. As we expected here.
Tonight, before we start our halftime speech, halftime musical performances, we want to take a moment to recognize a special moment here in time here at East Knox. Gathering on the field right now are members of the 1974 Mid-Buckeye Conference Championship football team, the first conference title in East Knox football history. Along with members of the team, the players are being accompanied by their head coach, Chet Looney. Members of the team attending tonight are Randy Bacher, Mike Schwartz, John Shriver, Lou Frazee, Carlos Dagg, Jeff Buckingham, Dave Johnson, Larry Summerfield, Larry George, Frank Kirk, Barry Grosscup, Chris Steinmetz, and Tim Stevens. In appreciation for all Coach Looney has done for them, the team members have put together a 24x36 poster for Coach Looney to be signed by his players. In addition, his team created a plaque for Coach Looney, which states, "Presented by your former players in deep appreciation for all you have done, not only for them, but for generations of student athletes at East Knox. Your leadership and commitment to us was unquestioned and has inspired us throughout our lives. We are eternally indebted to you for your contribution to our lives and the lives of all those you impacted. Thank you for all you have done for us, Coach. Your players from the 1974 championship team." Welcome back, Coach Looney and his team members. Let's hear it for the 1974 East Knox NBC championship team and their head coach, Chet Looney.
Home has never meant more. It's not just a place, it's where life happens. Protect yours from the inside out with a home insurance policy from Frankenmuth Insurance. Are you ready to get frank about your insurance needs? Start a conversation with the experts at UIS Insurance and Investments and see if a homeowner's policy from Frankenmuth Insurance is right for you. Get started at UISprotect.com. That's UISprotect.com. Trusted advisors for all your insurance needs.
Home. About the 80s from the bleachers, let's take a trip back to 1986. Grab the remote and turn on MTV to find one of the biggest hair bands of the 80s, the one and only Bon Jovi. The music video of their totally rad new hit song is playing, so let's jam along with "You Give Love a Bad Name." The band now grabs their boombox and cranks the volume to their favorite song by Wham. It's time to dance along with Wake Me Up Before You Go Go. To close this bleacher show this evening, the band will join Marty McFly and Doc Brown as it's time to hop in the DeLorean, set the time machine from 1985 to 1955, and enjoy a favorite from the movie Back to the Future. Here comes Huey Lewis and the News' smash hit, Power of Love. All about the 80s by the Mount Gilead Marching Band.
Home has never meant more. It's not just a place, it's where life happens. Protect yours from the inside out with a home insurance policy from Frank & Muth Insurance. Are you ready to get frank about your insurance needs? Start a conversation with the experts at UIS Insurance and Investments and see if a homeowner's policy from Frank & Muth Insurance is right for you. Get started at uisprotect.com. That's uisprotect.com. UIS Insurance and Investments. Trusted advisors for all your insurance needs.
Your family, the car that you bought when you were 18, the house you turned into a home. UIS Insurance and Investments protects what you love and provides security when you need it most. As an independent insurance agency, UIS Insurance and Investments is able to design a custom policy that's unique to you and assures that all things you love are safe and sound. For more information, go to uisprotect.com. UIS Insurance and Investments, trusted advisors for all your insurance needs.
Griffin Insurance, taking care of your family since 1972. In today's day and age, it's very uncommon to get a real person when you call. Not at Griffin Insurance. We represent multiple carriers to find the best rate for you and your family. Whether it's auto, residential, commercial, or farm, we're here to help. Call Griffin Insurance at 740-397-7488. Griffin Insurance, finding you the best rate.
Pizza Cottage in Mount Vernon is one of 11 pizza cottages in Ohio. They are among the nation's best performing pizzerias and ranked in Pizza Today. The finest ingredients is used daily. Treat your customers and employees like family and always give back to the community, offering not only takeout but also dine-in and full bar. Book your group parties today. Find Pizza Cottage on Facebook or go to pizza-cottage.com to begin your journey of tastes.
Howard Hilton Grill, just east of Apple Valley on Coshocton Road, has a casual, cozy atmosphere, offering comfort food and good times. Open daily from 10 in the morning to 1 a.m., now adding Sunday morning breakfast at 8 a.m. The Howard Hilton also recently added on an outdoor tiki bar seating patio option with big screen TV. Stop by and enjoy great tastes like the Hilton Burger or enjoy Taco Tuesdays at the Howard Hilton in Howard. That's the Howard Hilton, 740-599-2337.
Welcome into the UIS Investment Insurance Halftime Show, as our score here is East Knox 13, Mount Gilead nothing. And, you know, Austin, we kind of pondered the notion what the weather would do to us tonight as far as the gameplay goes. And, well, it hasn't really disappointed. Between the 4 turnovers for Mount Gilead, the I want to say under probably 30% completion on the passing side for East Knox.
Yeah.
You know, it's not been – it hasn't been a lack of execution. I mean, the player's open, the ball's going to the player, but it's either too high, too low, drops out of their hands. And so it's really just made for a really kind of stale offensive game, both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the weather has not helped in this at all. I think both teams thrive more in the running game, but for whatever reason, it's felt like East Knox tonight really hasn't utilized the running game to the level. I mean, you've had some quarterback runs that have made a big impact on this game, but their main weapon hasn't been used really much at all tonight. And it's just been sloppy really on both sides. But at the same time, you got 2 strong defenses. So when you have inclement weather that makes it difficult to play in, combined with strong defenses that are showing up tonight, Mount Gilead's defense has proven they can travel. It does make for a rough go of it. And you've just seen that tonight with both sides, really. I mean, 13-0. Feels like a sizable lead for East Knox, but it's really only 2 scores. It just feels like a mountain.
Yeah, it's a run play away from getting a little bit closer. And, you know, we've seen Mount Gilead now 3 weeks running. And as you said, defense travels what it has to because they haven't been home one of those entire games. Now, I went to Mount Gilead thinking it was there, but, you know, everybody else knew it was someplace else. And so you got to think also at the same time, it's got to wear on these kids to constantly always have to be traveling to your game, not get the chance to be in your own locker rooms, not get the chance to be in your own games, and then you get into these tight, heavy stress situations. I mean, you're starting off against 3 teams that are going to be battling for the KMAC at the end of the year. It's not the easiest task to do, so it'll be interesting to see what this team's able to do at halftime in their adjustments.
Yeah, no, to be on the 3rd leg of that, too, is tough, and you've gone to back-to-back, too, for what it's worth, homecoming night, so you've watched the crowd be there, and really the crowd tonight for a game with this kind of weather has turned out pretty well. But Yeah, for Mount Gilead, there's a pretty big mental battle here of not only the fact that you feel like you've been away from home for just about forever, but you're going into the second half down, so you have to find a way to come back with an offense that doesn't necessarily thrive from working behind because the run game is really where their bread and butter is at. And so the coaches have got to be in there kind of just saying, we got to get back to the basics. We got to get back to, we have to run the football strong. There is enough time. They can still get into this game running the ball. It's not that there's not enough time for them to do that. It's just the way that it has looked tonight, it just hasn't been smooth enough, seamless enough for them to actually produce anything from it. It's been very off-kilter. It's been very uncomfortable. I don't think Fricky being back has gelled as easily as maybe you would have thought it would have.
And you also notice as Fricky's running back and forth from the sideline, he's still got a little bit of a limp to him. And you've seen a couple of the times when he's turned a hand off, the timing's off, he's running into his own running back in the backfield. Now, fortunately for them, it hasn't resulted in anything negative, but you do wonder where that continuity is at as a team that looked like they were really starting to hit their stride last week against Fredericktown. And then you come back out here and you just really struggle with it. So we'll see what kind of adjustments they're going to make there at halftime and what kind of adjustments then you make on the other side for East Knox. Is you've seen all game. I mean, the running game's there. You haven't really tried to use it a whole lot. You've been kind of heavy on the pass game, but the pass game's lack of success, I don't think you can fully put that on your kids.
No, you can't at all because, I mean, really, how are you going to put the pass game? It hasn't been really, like you said, kind of for lack of execution. Like maybe catching the ball in the very end game, but the ball has been put into the receiver's hands multiple times. It's just that the conditions and the weather have kind of made for tough going of trying to make those completions. And so it's got to be about not trying to get too frustrated. Again, you have the lead, so it helps a little bit from the mental side there, but don't get too frustrated. Trust that process. If the weather stays like this, there could be a little bit more airing it out in the second half with a little bit more success at least. Again, if you're East Knox, you might as well run the ball in this second half as much as you can, having that lead like that, but at the same time, do what works. And the passing tonight, if the ball wasn't as wet, if the weather wasn't as bad, the passing tonight probably would have had a lot more success than it has so far.
Indeed. But you know what? One thing, you'll always have success at Starting Point of Knox County, along with Griffin Insurance, Howard Hilton, Foster's Pharmacy, Mount Vernon Nazarene University, Spearman Financial Services, Elite Preparedness, Pizza Cottages, Avita Health System, Licking Knox Goodwill, and as always, Cubbage Electric Plumbing and Construction, our title sponsor. So the teams are getting ready to come out here as the second half will get going here shortly. And, you know, one of the things that's going to be interesting to also see is Mount Gilead's going to get the ball to start. So they're going to get an opportunity then to kind of see if they can't close that back down to one. Then you get yourself in a little better battling position. But do you find Young or Long and give him an opportunity to get back out there on the field and see if he can't get the offense a little more congruent and moving in a little more fluid way?
It's tough to say, right? Because you look at it and you have Fricky, you have the junior, who is the team leader, does bring that aura of him of a little bit more confidence and experience. But at the same time, Long has looked pretty darn good the last week or two. It seems like he really kind of settled into that position a little bit, and he's played with more confidence. And if you had your senior quarterback, your no doubt, no questions leader in Fricky, then maybe it would be like, nah, there's no chance. You just got to ride through it and you got to trust the process. But I could see a legitimate chance where if I was the coach for Mount Gilead, I'd really be having to think pretty hard because you might have some better success getting Long in there, at least for a drive or two, to see how it looks with that and how the offense kind of flows with having him back in there.
Well, you know, and you know, quote a great movie, The Replacements. When you look at Fricky, he's a little more wiry. You know, his style looks like you should probably put him in a shotgun and let him throw that ball. But Long, when he's under center, is 6'2". He looks like the other three running backs that are in the backfield with him, and he gives you that presence and that threat. So that may be something they need to look at here in the second half. They may decide they're going to try to air it out a little bit more. It'd be interesting to see what kind of adjustments they're going to make. So we'll all be sitting here with bated breath.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
As we get ready here for the second half, and we will be back as you're listening to the UIS Insurance and Investment Halftime Show.
If market volatility is keeping you awake at night, call Spearman Financial Services. Spearman Financial Services have seen plenty of ups and downs, and this is normal. As our old high school football coach would remind us, the true champion is found with your ability to bounce back after a loss. So stop losing sleep and call the team who will coach you through the good times and the bad times. Spearman Financial Services, financial plans that last a lifetime.
Securities offered through Valmark Securities Incorporated, member FINRA, SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Valmark Advisors Incorporated, SEC registered investment advisor. Spearman Financial Services is a separate entity from Valmark Securities Incorporated and Valmark Advisors Incorporated. Past performances cannot guarantee future results. One cannot invest directly in an index.
Elite Preparedness stands as Ohio's unrivaled destination for top-tier firearms training and related services. Experience our state-of-the-art facilities in scenic southern Knox County, stock up in our pro shop, and enjoy our indoor and outdoor range options. Our expert cadre leads an unparalleled lineup of classes and personal training sessions. We also offer VIP transportation, armored vehicle services, along with security and executive protection services. Reach out at 740-263-1234, explore online at elitepreparedness.com, or visit our facilities at 25580 Bell Church Road, Utica, Ohio, to witness the ultimate in preparedness and training.
So we're going to have the second half getting ready to go here on the Cubbage Electric Plumbing Construction Friday Night Lights. Again, I'm Kyle Christer along with Austin Maurice, and remind you to stick around after the game for the Starting Point post-game show with the Pizza Cottage Player of the Game.
Feels like a taco night to me. You had brought up steak. Both great ideas.
You could put steak in a taco.
You could.
Or on a pizza.
Yeah, that's true.
Or
Steak goes anywhere.
Or you could get a Mexican pizza. I mean, the
options. We got a whole other half to go. Let's not get into this right now.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Landon Dawson has the ball teed up for East Knox. His trainer is back deep at about his own 20-yard line. He's going to have a line drive kick taken by the up man at the 35. He's going to make some miss across the middle of the field and get across the 50. And there Dawson upends him, or else he was going to be on that lonesome trail all the way down to the score.
That was Grant LaRoche with a nice return right there. That looks smooth right there. He got up. That's the best starting field position they've had tonight, at least off of a non-turnover right there. So now if you're Mount Gilead, though, we talked about this a little bit off the air at the halftime, but if you're Mount Gilead, you got to start off strong right here. You got to make a presence offensively.
So split back formation as Fricky's underneath center. Takes snap, turns, he's going to hand it off. That's going to be Vickers off that left side. And this time he's going to bounce out of that. His arm tackles and find some space down across the 30. And he'll get taken down about the 37-yard lines. And there's where that default 3.5 yards per carry shows up.
Absolutely. And if I am seeing correctly right there, who do we have in at quarterback right now? I think I might have seen a Wyatt Long maybe step in.
Number
Who
9?
it is back there?
Looked
No,
like
I thought we had Wyatt Long in there. I was thinking maybe we had to switch up. Okay.
Split back formation. Underneath center as he comes set, turns, hands it off. It's going to be Branham on the keeper off that right side, and he'll get up across the 25 down to about the 24-yard line, and he'll go down there.
But already right here, and I know it's short sample size here. We're not even a minute into this, but it feels like there's been a different flow to this Mount Gilead offense. A few more positive plays. Feels like a default that they're going to get 3 to 4 yards whenever they do any sort of rush right here, and all of a sudden they're kind of getting it.
The line has a little more push behind them.
Yeah.
They're a little more aggressive. So wing T formation as Fricker's underneath. So bobbles it, he's going to fall right on top of it, and I tell you what, he was lucky as he was getting it kicked around by a couple linemen's feet, but it stayed close to home, and he was able to recover it. But the 5th fumble so far tonight for the Indians. And luckily for them, they're on the positive side of recovering 3/5 of those. Quick math, how many is that?
66%?
That a boy. Gary, confirm? He doesn't know.
We'll go with it. Sounds good.
60. See, G knows. That's why he's here. Split back formation. Fricker's underneath center. He's going to take the snap. He's going to look to the right on play action, and this is out of bounds. As he was looking for his tight end, Elliott Jones, on the out route.
You mentioned it too, but you can see it with Fricky right there. There's still a limp right there. You can still see that leg is really bothering him. And so maybe he's had a hard time tonight really getting comfortable, really kind of getting back in the flow of things. I mean, you mentioned it, but you can see it in there.
So 4th down now, as they're going to need about 6 yards to keep this drive alive. As they are waiting for the play to come over from the sideline, and here it does. So as he comes set out of the huddle, I'm guessing they're going to try to find Vickers on this one in a T formation as Fricky gets underneath center. Terrence, hands off. It's going to be a play action this time again. He's going to look down the middle of the field for Vickers and almost threw the interception as the defender was right there waiting for it, but it's an incomplete pass, and that's going to be a turnover on down.
Vickers had to turn in from a receiver right there into a defender right there. He had to swat that ball out of the hands of the East Knox defender right there because that was looking like it could have been a turnover. So that drive kind of flares out there towards the end.
Unlike Ric Flair.
Woo! Woo!
Anyways, it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs as they're going to start off with their first possession here in the second half, leading 13-0. The ball is just shy of the 25-yard line. We'll call it 24.5. as they come out in a shotgun formation. Lester in the backfield along with Elliott, takes a snap. He's going to roll that way to the near side with Elliott, follow the convoy around the corner, and there's the defender that tucks in from behind. But now before a nice gain out across the 30-yard line, and a gain of about 6.
It's nice blocking there by Elliott as well. Lester was able to get out wide right there and try and pick up something, but nice gain of 5 right there. If you're the East Knox offense here, you really got to try and see if you can get some momentum going. Mount Gilead had some early momentum on that drive right there, but it flared out. And if you're East Knox, you want to respond back and put the pressure right back onto that Mount Gilead defense. Try to extend this lead.
So shotgun formation again with 2 split to the left. Man in motion from right to left as Lester takes a snap. He's going to keep it himself off that left side, and he gets maybe a yard or 2, but he'll get no more, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
Take a second to untwine that pile of bodies right there. Get the football back out of there. But now you have a pretty crucial 3rd and 1, it sounds like, right here. If you're East Knox, it's all about possession. That's the name of the game right now with you being up by those 2 scores. You want to make it as hard as you can for Mount Gilead. Keep that offense off the field. That's the easiest way to do it.
So the clock's rolling underneath 9 minutes at 8:58. We've got 3rd and 1. And it is going to be the default shotgun formation. Lester will have Elliott in the backfield, and the coaching staff doesn't like the lack of confidence. We'll take a timeout, and we will too. You're listening to Cubbage Electric Plumbing Construction Friday Night Lights.
Hey, I think I might be pregnant.
What? How do you know?
I took a pregnancy test the other night. I don't know where to start. I don't think I'm ready to be a mom.
It's totally okay. I heard there's this place called Starting Point. They have free pregnancy tests, ultrasounds, and counseling. They have resources available for girls on a tight budget. You have more choices than you think.
Really? I don't know. If my parents find out, they'll kill me.
Don't worry, girl. Everything is confidential and judgment-free.
How do I make an appointment?
Just visit knoxstartingpoint.com to schedule your free appointment today.
So out of the timeout, 3rd and 1 is the down and distance. 8:47 is the time in the 3rd quarter. 13-0 is the score. Light breeze, cool 67 degrees in beautiful Howard, Ohio. Shotgun formation here for the Bulldogs as Elliott's in the backfield with Lester. Sends a man in motion from right to left. He's going to follow him off that left side. He does make a couple man miss, gets the corner, cuts it back into the middle across the 40, and he'll go down at about the 44-yard line, but not before he's picking up a 1st down.
Nice pickup right there, and Lester doing what he's done best tonight. I feel like he's almost best when he takes the ball and just runs for it. He's got good eyes. He's seeing those gaps well.
So 1st and 10 as the drive continues to go here. And ball at the 43-yard line of East Knox. So it'll be play coming in from the sideline, a tight shotgun formation this time. As Elliott's in the backfield with Lester, it's going to be a quick little pop pass to the outside and incomplete as, again, Logan Clark has just not had any kind of luck with that ball tonight in maintaining possession.
Yeah, it's been tough for him to really get going. He's had a few really good opportunities. The ball's been put right into his lap 3 or 4 times tonight, and he just hasn't been able to capitalize. Earlier in the game, it was kind of justifiable with the wetness of it and all that kind of stuff, but right now I think the ball, for the most part, has got to be kind of drier. That's one you would have thought he would have come up with right there.
So it makes it 2nd down and 10 as they get ready here out of the shotgun formation. 2 split out far side right, or excuse me, near side right, along with Elliott in the backfield. Lester takes a snap. He's looking downfield again. He goes to his receiver. This time they're able to connect, and that'll be up to the 40-yard line before he's suplexed back, as that looked like it was Samoa Joe out there on the tackle. But finally, Logan Clark was able to hook up and get a nice gain for a 1st down.
A little Samoa Joe right there, man. A little later on, I would have gone with Umaga. It was a little bit more my era.
Umaga, nice. Little Rikishi.
There we go.
So 1st and 10 inside the Indians' territory are the Bulldogs. As the fans kick on from the back end stadium, it's going to be shotgun formation. And it's going to be a false start. Now the question is, was it encroachment? It is encroachment. So there's a free 5 yards for the Bulldogs to make it 1st and 5.
These are the penalties Mount Gilead can't afford to be taken either. Again, you're already down 2 scores. You can't be giving free 5-yard, 10-yard, 15-yarders. Absolutely.
So 1st and 5 as the Bulldogs look over to their sideline. And the coaches do their best impression of Richard Simmons sweating to the oldies.
I thought it was the Macarena, in all honesty.
That was on the play before. Shotgun formation, 2 split left. As Lester's in the backfield, low snap, picks it. He's going to get his tight end out there. He's got it with Landon Dawson across that 35 to the 30. And he'll go down right about the 30. They're going to say at the 30, another first down.
Another positive yardage play right there. Really feels like this East Knox offense. When the night started, obviously, the weather was not very good. And this offense really struggled to kind of get their feet underneath them to get rolling. But it's felt like as the night has gone on, they've started to look more and more like a team that's a legitimate threat to win the K-back, be competitive. This defense has shown up, but this offense is starting to look better and better.
So the chain crew finally realizes they're calling a game and gets themselves reset there on the far sideline, and they are ready to come into action. Shotgun formation, 2 split near side right. Elliott's in the backfield. Dawson's going to be in motion again. He's running with a purpose. They're going to hand it off to Elliott on that backside. He's got it around the corner. He's got a crease across the 20, the 10. He's got one man to beat, and he's in. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Didn't think it would take until the 3rd quarter to say that tonight for Blake Elliott, but there we go. Find him pay dirt in the end zone. Big old run down that left side of the field.
And there it is. The ever-present abusive yellow flag has made its mark again, and it will be a hold on East Knox.
Wasted a perfectly good horn, too. Going off like crazy, and we wasted it entirely.
Well, I tell you, man, that is a K-Mac theme this year. It is not exclusive to East Knox. It's not exclusive to Mount Gilead, because we've seen it in Fredericktown, we've seen it in Danville, we've seen it in Cardington. It has been a struggle. And what do we got here? We got some officials trying to figure out a clock situation. I think they came set. We're now doing charades from the sideline at a movie theater projector. No, oh, sorry. Shotgun formation, 2 to the near side right. Again, Dawson in motion, going right back to the same play. This time they're going to get Dawson on a little swing here for the flat, and whoo, boy, he got popped. His mouthpiece came flying about 6 feet in the air on that one, and luckily the young man was able to hold on to that ball. But he was probably going to be wondering why in the morning.
Yeah, that looked like a coin toss. Almost looked like he tossed the coin out of his helmet right there to decide which way we were going. That was a smack.
So 2nd down, it's about 20 as the ball sits at the 40-yard line. 3rd quarter, it is 13-0 with 6 minutes to go. Mind you to stick around for the Starting Point post-game show, but right now you're going to go ahead and stick around for a timeout, as it is the Cubbage Electric Plumbing Construction Friday Night Lights.
Vita Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is proud to care for area athletes. Fellowship trained in complex knee and shoulder surgery, orthopedic surgeon Dr. Kyle Randall and sports medicine physician Dr. Jeremy Ream provide comprehensive sports medicine and orthopedic care for athletes, weekend warriors, and anyone who wants to get back on their feet, from strains and sprains to ACL and shoulder reconstruction. Avita has the experts you need. Call 419-709-8645.
So we come back out of the timeout as our score here, Mount Gilead trails East Knox 13-0, and 2nd down 20. I don't know how many plays you got in your old playbook there for that exact kind of down and distance, but I would think right now, based off of what we're seeing here in the second half, we might see a little heavier dose of Lester and Elliott, as both have started to kind of assert their power in the run game. So it's going to be a shotgun formation, 3 split out far side left. Snaps low, takes it, it's going to hook him up with a little wide receiver screen to the far side, and he had a crease. That filled quickly, and he'll go down right about the 35-yard line, as he was able to hook up with Logan Clark on that reception.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to actually have some space to really make some sort of explosive play out of that, but it ended up just being a gain of 6. Now it puts them in a 3rd and 14, which, again, like you said, it kind of just feels like it's going to be a combination of Blake Elliott and Jackson Lester kind of running this ball the rest of the night to try and burn some of this clock, but you get yourself into a 3rd and 14. It's tough to run the ball.
You are in that 4-down territory.
That's true.
So you do have a little bit wiggle room there, but something tells me the ball's going into the air. Shotgun formation as Lester fakes the snap. He's going to get his Dawson on the out route there, and he's got it. Made a man miss inside the 20, and he gets driven out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. I do not see any of those yellow pesky flags on the field, so the play will stand in a nice big gain on third.
Absolutely. Landon Dawson, 6'2" right there. Big old target for Lester to be able to pass to, and made Mount Gilead pay for giving him any space at all right there.
I just noticed Mount Gilead's missing a key fixture in that secondary. Hasn't played all game.
Oh.
And that may be also a little bit of the reason why they're struggling with the continuity of this defense. So it's 1st and goal here for East Knox. Dawson in motion from left to right as Lester takes a snap. He's going to fake it. He's going to, oh boy, he got lucky there. He was trying to get a open spot, I believe, again for Dawson. And the pressure came from behind, and luckily he felt it at the last second and was able to tuck that ball.
I'm going to toss a name out. I don't know specifically who you're talking about, but if I had to guess, is it a Tyler Harr? Is that who's missing?
It is.
It is a big name out there.
It is, and they've you haven't had that fire. That's the one thing I've noticed out of this defense. They're steady. I mean, by no means are they playing terrible out there, but there's no passion.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that young man adds a lot to that. So shotgun formation, 2 split out to the near side right here as Elliott's in the backfield. Again, Dawson in motion from left to right. Lester this time is going to keep it himself. Pressure comes right up the middle. He's able to high step it, but he is going to go no further as he's going to get taken down right about the 5. And there it is, the yellow flag.
It's getting washed tonight. We're getting those things down there and washing them on the field. Plenty of them. Like you said, it's been a theme of KMAC play this year. Those yellow flags, they make their way down on the field plenty.
I got a feeling it's going to be on Mount Gilead based off the initial kind of movement by that sideline official. As, again, he is personal foul on Mount Gilead. And, I mean, I'm just making an honest observation. Out of every single penalty, only 2 of them have come from somebody other than that one side judge. That's all I'm saying.
It's a good point.
That's all I'm saying.
It's a good point to bring that up. I'm not saying.
So it's going to make it 2nd and goal now for the Bulldogs, as they are going to really look to extend this lead. And I got a feeling if they put this in right now, you're going to have a rough time for Mount Gilead to find any type of hope the rest of the evening. 2 split left as Elliott's in the backfield. Lester takes a snap. He's going to follow him off that left side. Boy, that hole closed quickly as he looked like he had a crease off that left tackle. But the Indians' defense was right there. It looks like Barnum was on the lead there, and he lost about a yard or 2.
Yeah, Mount Gilead, no give right there at all. Like you said, there was this tiny gap for a second. They plugged that up real quick. This is a spot in the field, though, where when they don't let penalties absolutely decimate them, feels like Mount Gilead has a pretty good defense built for stopping plays exactly like that in this end of the field. Their red zone defense is strong.
That bend, don't break mentality. So shotgun formation. Lester's in the backfield with Elliott. Takes a snap. He's going to look. He's looking to the right again. He's looking to the right and almost threw an interception. And there is another flag.
Wow.
From the same spot.
Wow. And I'm thinking that might go for a pass interference, and I just don't know about that.
It looked to me like Trainer arrived right about the same time the ball did.
Yeah.
It looked like it was a pretty good defensive play, but we will see here what the officials come up with from pass interference. It is, and that is just absolutely devastating because that resets the downs and gives them an automatic 1st down and goal again. So another 4 chances here for Lester and Elliott and crew to find 3 yards and pay dirt. How's it stay 3rd down? I'm confused. All right, so it's going to be a interesting shotgun formation here as it is going to be Elliott lined up in the Wildcat. As he's got a lineman in the backfield with him, takes a snap. It's going to be student body sweep to the right, and it is going to go absolutely nowhere as the walls of Jericho came tumbling down.
Absolutely right there. And like we said, though, with Mount Gilead, this is a stand that you feel like they have to make. It feels like this is a backbreaker. This is a suplex if they can't find a way to get some sort of stop here and at least keep it to a 2-score game. It still feels like there's a mountain to climb. But going down at a minimum 19-0 is tough to swallow if you're Mount Gilead.
So again, Wildcat formation. Elliott lined up as the quarterback, 2 in the backfield with him, and this time they're going to do a little pop pass, and this time they're going to score as he was able to find Shane Gardner on a little jump pass, and that makes our score here. East Knox 19, Mount Gilead nothing.
Yeah, they had Mount Gilead fully sold on that right there, and rightfully so. It seemed like the obvious play, but that was a nice play call right there. That was a nice play call and nice execution.
So that's really going to be a huge lead here for the Bulldogs now, as I got a feeling Mount Gilead is going to be struggling to even try to find a rhythm to get back in this one. And what do we got? We got a flag from the far side, and we got a false start on East Knox. So that'll move the ball back, I believe, 5. I wonder now if that'll change their plans, if they'll still try to kick it or if they'll try to go for 2.
Yeah, the kicking tonight's been a little bit up and down. Made one, missed one.
Oh, they're going to give Dylan Springer a chance here. He's going to kick it from the 15, so a 25-yard attempt on the extra point as they come set. The ball is snapped. He approaches. He's got the old school straight-on kick, and he nails it. And that makes our score East Knox 20, Mount Gilead nothing. You're listening to Cubbage Electric Plumbing Construction Friday Night Lights.
Great news, Central Ohio. Foster's Pharmacy offers daily dose packaging, which are convenient and simple. It's truly personalized care you're looking for. It just starts with a call to get started. Take the hassle out of your medications. Call 740-392-0911. Foster's Health Mart Pharmacy.
Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
So as we come back here, our score on the scoreboard at the far end of the field has East Knox up 20-0 over top of Mount Gilead. And you know, Austin, it's not impossible, because as we were taught, all things are possible through God, but you might need a little help from him as you're looking at this scoreboard and your offense is based around running and running alone. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a line drive kickoff taken by the up man, and he's going to try to cut up at the 33, and unfortunately for him, the ground gave way underneath his foot, and that is going to make it 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
The old turf monster and the mud monster, in all honesty, at this point is kind of getting him a little bit right there. But like you said a minute ago, if you're Mount Gilead, might be one of those y'all need Jesus kind of things right here. This could be a tricky one. This is a hill to climb. You really got to try and find a way to score quick, though.
Yeah, they've got to have an answer here.
Right.
So we'll see here. They come a split back formation. Fricky will come underneath center. Calls out his signals. He takes snap, turns. He's going to hand it off. Vickers off that right side, drops his shoulder, and just blows through the first initial contact. But that was enough to wrap him up, bring him down in a gain of 3.
I felt like the last drive from Mount Gilead, when this half started, you felt like there was some plays and some momentum that they got right there that you hadn't seen for most of the night. But you can't help but notice Fricky running back out there with a little bit of a limp and how much that's going to affect him, especially as the night has gone on with this tough physical play that he's been having to endure.
So wing T formation as he's underneath center. Quick turn this time. Oh, it's going to be play action. He's going to look downfield. His wide receiver gave up on him, and it turns into an interception. As he was looking downfield for number 13, he just stopped the route completely. And unfortunately, the defender did not, and Rush Beatty was right there to bring it in, and another turnover, the 6th turnover for the Indians.
I believe that is the team leader in turnovers for East Knox as well, Rush Beatty. That's the freshman. So that's a big-time play from him right there. It was Wyatt Long that was the receiver intended for that. But, yeah, like you said, looked like he kind of just gave up on the play a little bit. Felt like he was beat, didn't think the ball was coming down there. And to his surprise, it was. And that's the last thing Mount Gilead needed. We mentioned it.
Yeah, it's going to make for a rough go here of it now, as East Knox is going to have nothing but time on their hands to run this clock out. So shotgun formation. 2 split out far near side right as Lester takes the snap. He's looking. He's got his receiver there. Cooper at the 25, and he goes out of bounds at the there comes another flag.
Can't say I'm surprised by that one. It's been a theme. Continues to happen here.
And that is going to probably be the unsportsmanlike, so a personal foul, another 15 yards on top of that. And you've just now allowed them to get a lot more breathing room as they're going to push the ball all the way out to the 40-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs there. And well, I tell you what, man, right now is just it's It is a character and gut check moment for these Indians. They are going to have to find a way not to let the frustrations of this game keep causing them these problems. So shotgun formation here, 2 split out far side left as Elliott's in the backfield with Lester. Takes the snap. He's going to look to the left. He's got plenty of time as he rolls that way. He finds his receiver there, and that is again going to be number 3, Logan Clark, and he'll be out inside the 50-yard line to the 47, and a first down inside Mount Gilead territory.
You said gut check time here again. We mentioned it, but they've been on the road for a while. They've played against some of the best teams in the KMAC here, and it seems like late in these games, some of the differences between these top-end teams in the KMAC and the Indians really starts to show. The Indians just kind of slip away towards the end and can't keep pace.
So shotgun formation again, 2 to the near side here on the right. As Elliott's in the backfield with Lester, takes the snap, takes the handoff. He's looking for his tight end, and incomplete. Whew. Boy, he almost caught a receipt he didn't want to cash, as there was a lot of traffic there in the middle of that field, and it's going to be an incomplete pass for Landon Dawson.
For East Knox, it's been kind of interesting. We haven't had one rushing attempt on this entire drive so far. They seem very, very committed to not just settling for a 20-0 lead. They want one more score on the board.
You need to. You need to get those point differentials and get that spacing as you get closer and closer to the playoffs. And East Knox has postseason aspirations. Shotgun formation, 2 near side right again. Elliott in the backfield. Lester fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. He's got traffic there, and he's got nowhere to go. Well, I tell you what, the front 7 for Mount Gilead is a force to deal with.
They feel like a front 7 that is as good as what you're going to see in the KMAC. They do seem to hold up against really any test. And it doesn't just happen in the first quarter, second quarter. They keep it up throughout the game.
Might be why they're not running the ball. I mean, in all honesty, we've seen it before. We called it last week with Fredericktown. Anytime Fredericktown tried to run the ball up the middle, it was almost like, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
And then we see it here. If you can't get outside, if you cannot get deep around those corners, you struggle to get away from the pursuit of this line. So they finally get the play in as they're in a little bit of a hurry. Shotgun formation, 2 to the near side here as Lester takes the snap. He's got time. He's looking downfield again. He's looking downfield. Now he's looking downfield. He's got his wide receiver was let go, and he gets to the 30. And he'll be taken out of bounds there by Trainer. But a great job there of staying focused for Luke Holsinger. As he was running an out route, the defender stepped up, and he took off downfield and got a big gain.
Holsinger's a name that I feel like when a play has been needed tonight for them, feels like Cooper to start this night was kind of there, but Holsinger's felt like he's been there in a spot of need a few times tonight. He's found a way to get open. He's found a way to be a reliable person.
So they're going to sit here and let that clock tick down to the end of the third quarter, and our score is going to be East Knox 20, Mount Gilead nothing. You're listening to the Cubbage Electric Plumbing Construction Friday Night Lights.
Your sinks are backed up, the electric in your master bedroom needs rewired, and now the wife is asking for a new addition. It's time to get in touch with Cubbage Electric, Plumbing, and Now Construction. Give Brian and his team a call at 740-627-8004. They can fix your electrical and plumbing needs and give your bathroom and kitchen a remodel.
Cubbage Electric Plumbing and Construction is a proud sponsor for all the local high school teams.
Enjoy the season. Cubbage Electric, Plumbing, and Construction. 740-627-8004.
And it is the fourth and final quarter here of our game in week number 6. East Knox comfortably in lead at 20-0 over Mount Gilead as they continue to march down the field here in the start of the fourth quarter. And remind you to stick around for the Starting Point post-game show along with the Pizza Cottage Player of the Game. So shotgun formation again for East Knox. As Lester takes a snap, pressure's coming right there, and he somehow evades it. He was able to get through 2 tacklers, and I think I saw a flag from the far side. I did, but he gets all the way down inside the 10 before he goes out of bounds, and we will see here. It's going to be a hold.
Flag on the play.
You didn't think you were going to see a clean, explosive play like that without at least something happening.
Well, it's an interesting prospect, I would imagine, as a coach. Trying to coach your kids through some of this stuff is that you don't want to belittle them. You don't want to make it sound like the official's the problem either, because it's not. But, man, you got to clean up these penalties.
Yep.
It's going to be tough as you try to get into those playoffs. Shotgun formation, 2 near side here on the left. As Elliott's in the backfield, Lester takes a snap. He's going to look. He's looking deep downfield and caught. Nope, incomplete. As he was dropped it into the breadbasket of Logan Clark. It was almost like the old can of corn just kind of dropping right off the top shelf into your apron. But unfortunately, his apron may have had a hole in it, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, there was something missing at the bottom right there because it dropped right through. Looked like for a second he would have hauled that one in, but nice attempt there by Lester. Nice pass, really, to put it right on the money for him right there, but not able to complete that pass. So now you find yourself in a 2nd and 20.
Shotgun formation. Lester takes a snap. He rolls left. He's got his receiver there. He looks to the left and incomplete as he was trying to hook up with his wide receiver coming back on the out route. And that was Roush Beatty on the intended reception and incomplete.
So it went off his hands, almost went into his helmet. I think he heard you talking about steak tacos right there, and they tried to eat the ball.
Well, that, and I've always been told the worst place to hit a wide receiver is in the hands.
Yeah, which is right where he got him, man.
So it makes it 3rd down and long still here for the Bulldogs as they are in no rush as the play call comes in from the sideline. Get the play shuffled around and get the personnel in the right place, and finally they come set, and it's going to be a shotgun formation.
You had a lot of 3rd and 20 plays in your arsenal as a coach, didn't you?
Oh, all the time, all the time.
Those were there.
2 split left as Lester takes a snap. Pressure's coming again. He does get the ball off. Boy, that was almost picked off. As number 34 for Mount Gilead was able to step up right there in front of it. And a lot of times you play defense for a reason, and he was not able to haul it in. That might be the reason.
A little subtle shot there. That's tough. But, yeah, now you find yourself 4th and 20. So if you didn't have a 3rd and 20 in the book, do you have a 4th and 20 in the book?
Yeah, it's called a punter.
Could be the call.
That's what I'm going to go with here. We had a Coach Hawk. He used to play defensive back for the Kent State Golden Flashes. I think he may have had a cup of tea with the Philadelphia Eagles as well. And that was what he would always scream at his defensive backs as trainer gets the ball there on the punt, spins out of that tackle somehow, and I think he shocked himself and was able to get a little bit more yards out across the 15-yard line. And that's what he would scream out to the defensive backs every time they dropped an interception. That's why you play defense. And it's just one of those things when you grew up, it was so ingrained in your head, you were always hearing him say it that it's just, I apologize. I'm not trying to belittle the poor young man, but it's one of those things. Every time I say it, that's why they play defense.
No, absolutely.
My kids look at me weird when I scream it at the TV, but it's just ingrained. So it's going to be a split back formation as Fricky takes and turns, hands it off to Vickers. He's going to try to push forward, but cannot get anywhere to go, any type of wiggle room. Gets maybe about 2 yards.
For Mount Gilead now, you're in a spot here where it feels like
you got to throw.
Yeah, well, it's tough, man, because it's like you have to move down the field quick. You need to be scoring within probably the next 2 minutes to even give yourself an opportunity, and your defense has to continue to show up. But do they have the arsenal, do they have the options and the personnel to be able to make those plays?
I don't know. We'll find out as they're, again, split back formation. Underneath center, takes a snap, turns, hands it off. This time it's Vickers. He's got a huge gap up that middle, and he's out across the 35. And he continues to push the pile forward before he finally goes down right at the 35 and a first down. And about the biggest run we've seen all night from the Indians.
Yeah, and that's one of the guys that I think would be on that list of playmakers that they might have that could kind of do something there. Vickers, he's shown some signs of life tonight. But you're going to have to move the ball downfield quick. That clock is your biggest enemy right now. That obviously the 3-score lead is a problem too, but that clock is a problem.
Split back formation as Vickers is underneath center. He bobbles it, and I believe he was able to fall on top of it to maintain possession. And again, another turnover, number 7.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been tough. It's been hard for them. They've been bobbling the ball all over the place tonight. And again, I know the weather was tough, but I don't really know if that can be an excuse at this point. I think it's just
confidence.
Yeah.
Confidence. And right now they're just struggling, and right now they're taking their time getting the play call in from the sideline as we are continuing to roll here in the game. Second down, we're going to call it about 11 here as they quickly come to the huddle. I think we got Long in there at center, under center, and we do. He takes a snap, turns, hands it off, and boy, that was a huge hit as Big Elliott Blake Elliott just came flying in there from his linebacker position and dropped him. And Barnum's no little guy.
No, that's a clash of the Titans right there, man. That was some big old impact right there. That was one of the most explosive plays that we've seen from Elliott tonight with the lack of production on the running side.
So it's 3rd down and 11 still for the Indians. Wing T formation as long as underneath center. Sends a man in motion, Trainer from left to right. Fakes the handoff. He's going to look. He's got Trainer there, and Trainer caught it. But he had to come back, lost his footing. He's going to be shy of that 40-yard mark, and it's going to make it 4th down.
Yeah. It's a must-convert 4th down, it feels like right here. You give East Knox the ball back. And
no, they're going to the punt team.
Oh.
And I tell you right now, the problem that Mount Gilead's running into is they need an offense that's like Lightning McQueen and hit you with a couple Kachows, but they really only have like a Toe Mater offense that's very reliable. It's very good, but it isn't going to do anything flashy. So Vickers gets his foot into a nice kick. It's going to take an end-over-end kick. It's going to check up like a chip shot at the 4-yard line, and it's like he is out on the practice green chipping to the pin. As that is a beautiful punt there by Vickers, and will pin the Bulldogs deep inside their own territory at the 4.
Yeah, that was some like Tiger Woods and Augusta 2011 kind of stuff right there. That was beautiful.
That was before Gary was born.
Gary is the youthful one, the young spirit of the group in here. I thought I had that title, and that was not the case.
No, Gary actually is aging backwards. He's like the curious case of Benjamin Button. So it's going to be 1st and 10 with the goal post looming behind them in the background. Shotgun formation, one left, one to the right. Lester's in the backfield with Elliott. And checks over the sideline just to make sure that they want to still go with the original play call. And looks like they're set, maybe. They are. As he takes a snap, turns, hands it off. It's going to be Elliott up the middle, and he'll push out across the 5 to the 10. Gives them a little more breathing room. And we'll make it 2nd down.
Yeah, that's a good time to cash in with Elliott right there and get a little bit of extra space, give that offense some room to breathe right there. And he's one of those guys in the K-Mac that you're pretty much guaranteed at least 2 to 3 again when he touches the ball. So quiet night from him though, man. It's been an interesting one to watch. Not the game you're used to seeing with a guy that's averaging 180 yards a game.
Shotgun formation, 3 split far right. Elliott in the backfield with Lester. As again looks over to the sideline, make sure everything stays the same. Looks like we're going with the triangle formation. Turns, hands it off Lester. Nice stutter step there out across the 15 up to the 20. He goes down there, and a great job just being patient, letting that line get in front of him and picking up a big gain.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Groundhog Day here for a little while. I think we're going to see a lot of that as we try to burn this clock down right here.
So 1st and 10 as the clock continues to roll. About 7:28 to go in the game. Ball sitting at the 20-yard line. Shotgun formation, 3 left as Elliott's in the backfield and gets the handoff. He's going to stutter step and try to go up the middle, and he's not going to go anywhere as a host of defenders from the Indians were there and bring him down for a gain of maybe about 2.
In the heart of the Indians' defense right now is really going to get tested, too, because it's been a tough night. You held strong for as long as you could, but your offense was just never able to produce and kind of get you back into this game. You just kind of felt like you were fighting an uphill battle all night, and now you're looking at a whole lot of tasks to try and get back into this game. Got to make a stop, though.
Shotgun formation is at 2nd and 8. Lester checks the signals with his wide receivers on a little bit of an audible. Elliott comes set. He's going to follow Elliott up the middle there on a quarterback keeper. He'll get out across that 25 to the 27-yard line, and they'll make it 3rd down. Nice little run there by Lester, and it's
Lester with the keeper.
Going to be tough sledding, like you said, as the clock continues to roll. We're down to 6:20 in the ball game. 20-0 is the score, and this defense has got to find some kind of energy, a big spark play if they want to get any life in here before the game falls away. And, you know, you're close, but if you let it get down under 5, I think at that point you're really going to have to say it's almost impossible for this offense unless they get a lot of turnovers.
Yeah.
Which, surprisingly, East Knox has not had all night. It's been the turnovers that has really destroyed Mount Gilead's life as Elliott takes that on a dive right up the middle, out across the 30 to 32 for a 1st down to keep the drive alive. But, you know, you haven't seen that out of East Knox, and it's odd because East Knox has been throwing the ball like crazy. I mean, that ball's been flying all over the field from the get-go to now. They haven't stopped. Well, now they're stopping, obviously, because they have the lead, and they're running the ball more to run the clock out. But you didn't see them having issues with turnovers.
No, you really didn't. And, again, you can say that the weather played a big role in it, but it would have gone both ways if that was the case. And so I think that just shows a little bit more of the maturity and the experience that the East Knox team has and just maybe the difference of where the programs are right now.
So shotgun formation as they come out of the huddle. Elliott gets the handoff. He goes off that left side. He tries to stutter step it again. He's just got no – I mean, you think you have a crease somewhere. And as soon as you look at it, it's just, oh, wait, never mind. That's 3 white shirts. I thought that was only 1.
Yeah, even in the most frustrating of nights for a team like Mount Gilead, I mean, that front just does not give up. You look at them. Their jerseys are brown on the front of them right now, man. They are all over it. They have been everywhere tonight.
Well, you can tell they're a well-coached team, and that's something we've seen last 3 weeks. I mean, regardless of the outcome of the game, the team's very good at what they do. They got some small things they need to fix. Obviously, they know that, and just a little maturing growing up. But they're going to be a fun team to watch the next couple seasons. Shotgun formation is Lester hands it off to Elliott. He goes right up the middle, drops his shoulder. You heard some pads popping, but still that pad popping only got him 2 yards. And it's going to make it 3rd and called 8.
Yeah, and for Mount Gilead here, at the very minimum, you could kind of get that small little defensive victory of trying to get the stop right here, trying to get some sort of defensive momentum really going. You're really trying to look for something here. And again, like we talked about, they've been on the road for 3 straight games. These kids are going to be tired. It's worn out. This was a long game tonight too. So they want to just try and end this on a high note where they can, and the defensive stop will go a long way for them, I think.
Shotgun formation as they quickly come to the line of scrimmage. And Lester tried to get him off sides. Nope, official's going to say he didn't, and they're going to have to take a timeout, so we will too. You're listening to Cubbage Electric Plumbing Construction Friday Night Lights.
Hey, in this time of high inflation, remember, Goodwill stores have the lowest propane prices in town. So get your propane tank filled at the Goodwill Plaza store in Newark, the Goodwill Unlimited store in Heath, Goodwill at the Lake in Buckeye Lake, or the Goodwill Plus store in Fredericktown, and save big. Goodwill can fill normal-sized grill tanks to motorhome and even large contractor tanks by the gallon. At Goodwill, you're always guaranteed the lowest propane prices in town.
We're going to come out of the timeout here as it's 3rd down and 8. East Knox has the ball at their own 35-yard line, leading 20-0. Mind you to stick around for the Starting Point post-game show as we announce the Pizza Cutter player of the game. So shotgun formation. They're going to send a man in motion. Landon Dawson from left to right. He's going to pitch it out to Elliott. He's going to try to get to that outside. He had a nice block, and there it is. There's that flag. As it looked like a hold, and that's exactly what it's going to be called.
Yeah, that's a theme we've seen plenty tonight, plenty this season. See the frustration there from Elliott, too.
So they're going to bring that ball back. That's going to be a spot foul. The flag's resting right about the 27-yard line. 27-yard line. So you're going to now fall all the way back and have a 3rd and – oh, wow, interesting. They're going to say it's only going to take them back to the 25. All right, so it's going to be 3rd down and still long, just shy of maybe 20. We'll call it 18. And they got to get out across the 40 to the 43, keep this drive alive. Shotgun formation as they come out of the huddle, one left, one to the right. Lester takes a snap, drops back. He's got time. He's going to pump fake to Cooper. Now he's going to try to get him on a hitch and go. And Trainer's right there, interception. And that was just a it was poorly executed. That's all that was. I saw what they were trying to do, and they'd burn him on it before. The defense will come up a lot more to support the run for Mount Gilead than they will worry about the wide receivers going behind them. So they took advantage of that little pump and go. But unfortunately, Lester, I think, was just a little too excited, and that ball was about 10 yards too long.
Yeah, right idea. Poor execution, like you said. The concept is there. It's worked tonight, but not right in that case right there. Overshot it by about 10 yards.
So they're going to come up to the line of scrimmage is the Indians. And one in the backfield as Long takes a snap, turns, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. Now he's going to tuck it, and he's going to run right up that middle, and there it is, another flag. Got another hold.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
Hold on.
Even outside that flag, you'd mentioned it earlier, though, but Wyatt Long, once he gets going, man, he's a big, powerful runner, too. He's a big part of that offense. I think there's a big future with him, with that Mount Gilead offense. It'll be interesting to kind of see how that works out between Fricky and him and where they decide to go as far as the leadership goes on this team.
So it moves the ball all the way back inside the 35-yard line to the 33. And just to give Long some extra conditioning, they'll make him run back and forth. Oh, no, that's Vickers that went off to the side of the field. Long is still in there. Empty back formation. Is he going to turn? He's going to fake the hand. Nope, he's going to give it to him on the dive. And he's got nowhere to go, as he'll go maybe about a yard and bring up a second down.
And the clock's at a point now where, the conclusion, the result of this game is kind of foregone. You know what it's going to be. But if you're Mount Gilead, you at least want to try and end it with this drive kind of on a positive note.
You want to get points on the board.
Right, yeah.
Don't hang a goose egg up there.
No.
The only time you're worried about a goose egg is if it's golden. Split back formation, one split out far left. As Long comes underneath center, takes snap, turns. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to look. He's got Vickers over there and just overshot him. Vickers was running an out route, kind of checked up in an empty spot in the zone, and I think Long just misread that, and it's going to fall incomplete and bring up a third down.
I would say the golden goose of this group would be Gary.
Yes.
It has to be.
Has to be.
Has to be.
We're just here for our looks.
Right. Precisely.
So it's third down now for the Indians, as the ball sits just on the positive side of the 35-yard line. T formation. As Long comes underneath center, takes a snap, turns his play action, and he's going to find his receiver there. He's got it. It's going to be Jones on that far side, and he'll get up to the 50-yard line before he goes down. And now you might want to try to do it here as you're looking at a 4th and 3, and you're right at the 50.
Absolutely, yeah. That was great composure there by Long. He had a lot of bodies around him. He was able to kind of navigate through that back there and get a nice pass off right there. That was nice connection between him and Elliott Jones.
So 4th, and they're going to say officially 4. It looks more like 3 to me. So it's going to be a T formation as Long comes underneath center, turns, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. He's looking, pressure's coming. He's going to throw it back, and he's got Vickers. Wide open at the 40, across the 35, ran a defender over. Excuse me, young man. You may not want to stand up too. Oh, my. All right. Now we got a flag. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
That's a frustrating thing. I tell you what, that was a great run by Vickers. I mean, he just dropped the boom on that poor defender. But we've got a personal foul on Mount Gilead.
Yeah, that's
and you know the thing that's irritating is it's all the way back at the original line of scrimmage. The play's not even over there anymore.
No.
What are we doing?
Right. Yeah, that's tough. Those are the plays that for Mount Gilead to get to the point that they need to get to, they can't happen. There's no excuse for them. It's just you can't function as a team when you're taking penalties like that, and it kills all the momentum too. Because for Vickers right there, that was a big time play that he made, and it all gets negated.
Huge play. You kept your momentum. You're deep inside their territory. Your drive's still alive. You got a chance to put some points on the board with 1:30 to go here in the ball game, and now you don't get that opportunity. You turn around, you pull a Braylon Edwards, you shoot yourself in the foot, and while you're all the way back at the club. I mean, there was no point to it.
Right. Yeah, not even in the play at all.
No, and that's the frustrating part. I'm sure the young man wasn't his intentions. No. You know what I mean? Your emotions get going. You're driving a guy back or whatever it is. But, man, that is a huge loss, and now they're going to have to punt it away. As they send out the punt team, get a nice long punt by Vickers as Cooper will just watch it roll out of bounds at the 20-yard line, and that's where East Knox will start 1st and 10 with a minute to go here. I got a feeling it'll be a couple kneel downs, and we'll be down. And, we'll stick around for the post-game show, the starting point post-game show with the Pizza Cottage player of the game. And, it's there's nobody that really, jumps out at you tonight. I mean, you've had some good splashes and flashes from certain players. As you were talking earlier, Cooper had some big catches there in the first half. Second half is Logan Clark's has some big catches, a big touchdown catch. And Lester's had a couple nice runs here or there, but then he's also had a couple situations where he's thrown the ball and questionable coverage.
Right.
And he's struggled to complete his passes. He's well under 50% for tonight. And then you look at Elliott, who's been playing a wonderful game on the defensive side. He's had a couple big hits that have kind of made his presence felt there, and he's not been given a whole lot of opportunity, though, to run the ball.
Yeah, not really. It's been a very different game to watch for them. And like you said, maybe part of it is game planning against what they knew was a strong defensive front from Mount Gilead. But, yeah, no, Elliott, he just hasn't really gotten the opportunity to show what he's made of tonight. It's been interesting to watch, though. Like you said, on the defensive side of things, though, he's been strong. He's been noticeable for sure.
On the other side of the ball, you just look at it as Vickers wasn't there for them tonight. He did not have a typical night of his. And the really only kind of bright spot they had on the defensive side has been Trainer. He's had an interception, a couple nice defensive plays. He had a couple nice receptions that unfortunately were called back because of penalties. But that is going to be it as they take their final knee here. The clock continues to roll down. Our final score here is East Knox 20, Mount Gilead nothing. Stick around for the starting point post-game show on Cubbage Electric Plumbing Construction Friday Night Lights.
Hey, football fans, as we cheer on our teams this season, let's talk about a crucial support team right here in Mount Vernon.
At Starting Point Pregnancy and Family Resource Center, we're here to support you through every decision, just like a coach guides you through the big game.
Whether it's about pregnancy testing or exploring your options, Starting Point is all about giving you the information and support you need.
Just like every play counts on the field, every choice you make for your life matters.
For more information, visit knoxstartingpoint.com.
Knox Starting Point, you have more choices than you think.
So welcome into the Starting Point post-game show. Again, Kyle Cursor along with Austin Maurice. And our final score here, East Knox 20, Mount Gilead nothing. And Austin, we kind of theorized a little bit here or there around what we thought this game would look like. Would the weather come into play? And, would Mount Gilead continue on this nice growing path that they've shown the last 2 weeks? And, none of that really happened.
No, not really at all. And I don't know if the switch up from quarterback felt like they were growing under Wyatt Long, and then you switch back to Fricky, and it changed it back a little bit. But what Mount Gilead has proven over the last couple weeks is that they have more than enough capability of learning and growing and kind of adapting to it. So whether Fricky's healthy again and they can kind of get back to running with him or whatever, I think there are some bright spots for Mount Gilead in that point. But tonight was just a tough game for them. Couldn't really get any traction anywhere on the field.
And on the other side of the ball for East Knox, the numbers aren't going to pop off when you look at the stat sheet at all for anybody. It was a weird game for them. They didn't look out of sync and incoherent. They were just so committed to the passing game. They were like, I don't care if the Hurricane respawns over top of Howard, Ohio. I am still going to keep throwing this ball all game long. And so in the first half, when that rain was coming down, the ball was a lot slicker. It was a struggle. They just couldn't find any continuity because the first two plays would be passes. Then you're looking at 3rd and long. And so they struggled that way. Then in the second half, they got a little bit underneath them. They were able to get that run game going a little bit more. The passing game started to click. And in the form of that passing game really starting to click in the second half was Logan Clark. He struggled a lot in that first half. A lot of the balls were coming in low to him, trying to find his continuity with his quarterback, and then finally was able to get in a bunch of nice catches, and it paid off with a big touchdown in the second half. So our Pizza Cottage player of the game will go to Logan Clark, the young sophomore for East Knox. Now next week we will bring you action. It is going to be, I believe, the young men that we just watched here tonight take on Northmore. So East Knox is going to continue to get their teeth cut for them, as they're going to have to battle Northmore, and then Mount Vernon possibly playing Watkins, or that game may change depending on what else is going on inside the KMAC. So a game where you saw potential, you hope you saw potential for Mount Gilead that didn't really come to fruition.
Yeah, no, and you ran into a buzzsaw that is that East Knox defense. And so it was tough for them. They weren't able to really capitalize on that momentum they had coming in tonight. Granted, they've had some losses, but their offense was looking better over the last couple of nights, and it just didn't tonight. And so for them, it's kind of back to the drawing board and kind of, sort it out from there. And for East Knox, your belief that you are the best team in the KMAC or can be still alive. You're going to move 3-0.
And you're going to have a big test of it next week when Northmore comes knocking on the door. So for bringing the smiles and twisting the dials. We thank Gary Sheffield of Dreams for all he ever does for us. For Austin Maurice, I'm Kyle Kerstetter. Have a great week, and God bless.